All right, everyone. Yes, it is that time once again for Tony Awards season. Well, not Tony Awards season, Tony night, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But either way, we are here. And yeah, I'm really excited as I usually am. When was the last time I actually like sat down and like did a live stream for you guys? Was it literally the Oscars? I feel like that's what it was. Like I feel the last time I did this was the Oscars, and now here we are for this year's Tony Awards with very little fanfare on my end, admittedly. Like, I haven't talked about this until now. I haven't announced I was going to do a live stream. So, if there's not a lot of people watching this throughout the night, I can understand that. Considering that, like I said, I hadn't really talked about it until now. But I know. Wow, right off the bat, I know. How dare we not do a trailer, especially saying we got to light it up for 2K, what would it be? 2K24? Would that be what it is? Is that what it would be? Yeah, we'll just go ahead and go with that. If you know, you know. I was literally thinking about this today, but by the time we're having this conversation, yes, there we go. This was the first live stream I ever did for an award show, was the Tony Awards. So like, it actually is very special whenever the Tonys come around, because it kind of symbolizes like the start of me doing these like awards type live streams and things like that. But not to get all sentimental, but that's just something I thought about the other day. But regardless, this should be, I think, a really fun night. The one thing I will say right off the bat is that in most years, when it comes to the Tony Awards, pretty much since I've done this, there's always been like a clear front runner. There's always, I'm literally repping the shirt of one right now. I don't have, unlike last year, I haven't seen one of these shows, so I don't have anything to rep it. So I'm just gonna rep a former Best Musical. So I'm just gonna go ahead, I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. But the difference is this year, you can't really do that because this was a very different year where they front loaded like April with like 6 or 5 different new musicals all coming out at once. And because of that, nobody really knows what's going to win tonight. And I think that's really exciting, actually. We really don't know what's going to happen. The only thing we know for sure is that Best Revival is probably going to Merrily We Roll Along, because everyone's been raving about that. That's like the only thing we know for sure. In regards to Best Musical, I mean, it's going to be one of 3 shows. It's either going to be Suffs, it's going to be Suffs, Hell's Kitchen, or Illinois. Those are the 3 that everyone thinks it's going to be. Those are the 3 that are most likely going to win. Everything else, it's like fair game. Like, your guess is as good as mine as to what it's going to be. So yeah, I don't really have a ton to say on the end of like who I think is winning what, just because again, it's a very different kind of year. But I also think it's a lot, like I said, it's a lot more exciting that way. I like watching an award show where I am surprised throughout. I enjoy a nice sweep, like different show, but when Everything Everywhere swept last year, you guys know I was losing my mind. That was my favorite movie of 2022. I was really happy to see it get the wins that it deserved. I was happy to see it, be the biggest sweep of a show in like a very long time. I was really happy to see that happen. But that's also rare. That doesn't happen a lot. There are plenty of times where, sweeps like that, they're an anomaly. That's not something that you typically expect. And, like I said, I like being surprised. It's not often that we are when it comes to something like this. So I'm excited to see how this really ends up going. What is tonight? What is the night going to be like? I think that should be interesting to watch for sure. Because like I said, there's so many categories that are just completely and utterly unpredictable. The only other thing we know for sure is that, we know what's winning Best Play. That's going to be Stereophonic. But even that, I mean, that could upset some categories that normally go to musicals. And I think that's really cool. I like the fact that there's like a play that could potentially end up winning like Best Original Score and things like that. Like, that's not something that we normally see. So yeah, all those things I think combined are really cool, and I'm just looking forward to seeing how this all ends up shaking out, because I think this, like I said, could end up being potentially the most interesting Tony Awards we've had in a very long time. If you just give me a second, I'm just trying to play it on my TV here. I don't know what the hell is going on. It's just not playing for whatever reason. All right, there we go. I guess I'm just gonna have to airplay it this time, because it doesn't want to play on the app. So we're gonna airplay it. The joys of learning how to airplay things. Once you learn how to do it, you want to do it for everything. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the Tony Awards. How's everyone doing, by the way? I know not that many people are watching, but for anyone that is, how's everyone doing? Great. All right, we're about 20 minutes from the awards. Like I said, I think this should be a lot of fun. I always enjoy getting to do this. Um, let's see. Let me just real quick. Just gonna go ahead and do that right there. Cool. Yes, very excited. We love the vanilla ice cream with strawberries and a soft pretzel, especially it being vegan ice cream. I know that excites you, so yes, very excited that you got this ice cream. It's a very good day. Especially, but you know what's even better? Pretzel bites. I love some good pretzel bites. Like when I sometimes when I just go to the mall and I need a snack, just give me some pretzel bites from like Auntie Anne's and give me like a nice like blue raspberry drink to go with that. Uh oh, it's the best. It's the best. Nothing really beats that. Vanilla ice cream's good, but you know what's better? Or Oreo ice cream. That's always gonna be my favorite. Yes, exactly. See, Violet gets it. Violet gets it. Anyway, let me see. Let me try to just for fun because I do it every year. Let's just try to go ahead and predict things. Like I said, I think it's going to be nearly impossible. Okay, best musical I can predict. It is not going to be Water for Elephants. There you go. It's not going to be Water for Elephants. That's a prediction right there. I haven't heard any traction about that show whatsoever. To be honest with you, you guys know I listen to the cast recordings for these shows. That is not one that I find myself going back to. There's like two songs that I like from that show. Other than that, I find it to be mostly forgettable. I love Grant Gustin. I really love Isabella, whatever her name. I can't think of her name right now, but she was in The Prom. Really like her a lot. But as a show, it's not that great. There's one song, The Grand Spec, that's like kind of a banger, and I like listening to it. I believe I have it on like my like Apple Music replay list and things like that. But other than that, not a show that sticks with me. Suffs is phenomenal. That is the show that I thought was for sure going to be like the front runner. That seemed like a Hamilton type show to me where it was kind of a no-brainer. But it also hasn't blown up yet because it hasn't been out that long. So it's not really on that level, but I think it could eventually get to that level. I think it has some great messages. I think it has some amazing performances. Um, to me, that seemed like that was me the front runner. Then I listened to Hell's Kitchen, which is like an Alicia Keys type, jukebox musical, but it's a lot more well thought out. The songs fit way better than they usually do, and it's probably the best jukebox musical that I have heard in a very long time. So if that wins, I could very well see why. I think there's just a lot of passion behind it. I think there is a lot of effort put into it that others simply don't. It is not at all like a what do people like call it? A theme park ride type thing. It definitely doesn't give that vibe at all. It's a lot more like authentic and raw, and I think that works really well. And then Illinois is just like such a special kind of musical that we don't see before because it's almost like a danceicle and things like that. It's almost like this, you're watching this performance throughout the characters. There's not a lot of dialogue, but it's all communicated through dance. But yet there's songs throughout the entire show. I think that's really cool. So if that wins, I also wouldn't be surprised. Outsiders, I think some people are saying could be a dark horse. again, I just don't really see it. I think it's going to be one of those three shows. I've heard when people have predicted, and the things that I have heard about, it just seems like those three are the most popular. And I think that they have the best chance of winning. So I think it's going to be one of those three. Cut to Outsiders winning and me looking like an idiot because I said Outsiders wasn't going to win. How many times has that happened? I've been so down on a winner and then they win and I'm like, oh, wait, never mind. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. Like I said, I don't think right now, at least, I don't think they're going to win. I don't think this is going to go to Outsiders. Now, if it does, that'd be fun, but I don't think it's going to. We'll have to see. But right now, no, I don't think that's what's going to happen. Regardless, though, I'm really excited to see, like I said, how this night plays out. I always look forward to Tony night. What's there to talk about before we get into the Tony Awards? I do have some videos coming up that I'm really excited for. I started The Boys season 4. I just got to watch episode 3, and then we'll have my review of that up. Fantastic season so far. I can say that. I'm not going to get into it too much, but really good season so far. Really enjoying that. I'm currently rewatching House of the Dragon because that's another one that like I just didn't review for whatever reason in 2022, and I should have. And I'm rewatching it because season 2 comes out tonight. So yeah, phenomenal show all around. Can't wait to finally discuss season 1 at length. It might be on the longer side. We'll have to see. I'm not really sure. That video is going to be more of a retrospective, and I'm just excited to kind of get into season 1 and all the things that make it as good as it is. So you can look forward to that. I have some other movie reviews coming up. We have a lot of stuff that we need to catch up on, but we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting towards, we're almost done with like the March stuff. Well, I've already filmed a lot more than what you've seen. It's just really about trying to play catch up in terms of editing at this point. So, look forward to that. I know I haven't reviewed The Acolyte yet. I'm probably just going to wait until the new episode comes out and then I'll just do both of those. So yeah, that's what I have to say about that. Again, let's go through some of these real quickly because I talked a little bit about them. Best play, like I said, Stereophonic. I don't think there's any debate with that whatsoever. You don't have a play that is in categories outside of the ones that it normally does and not have it win. That's not how it works. It's like, for example, when in the Oscars you have like something in animated feature, but then you also have it in like best picture or it's in a different category, it's going to win best animated feature. So I think Stereophonic is absolutely winning best play. I don't think there's any debate about that one. Revival of a musical, like I said, I think it's going to be early we roll along. I think that we're going to see that, at least in the categories it's in, kind of sweep here. I think Jonathan Groff is probably winning Best Actor. I think that Daniel Radcliffe is probably winning Best Featured Actor, and I think I think Lindsay Mendez is winning Best Best Featured Actress. I think that's what's going to happen tonight, just because like that is the show I have heard people talk the most about throughout the year. It also came out compared to some of these others like relatively early, so it's had a very loud amount of buzz. It's had a very consistent amount of chatter throughout, and it really hasn't lost that momentum. So I feel like if we're talking revival, it's probably going to that. So that's really my thoughts on that one. In regards to leading actress in a musical, again, could not tell you who is winning that. I think there's a lot of options there. You could give it to Malia Joy Moon for Hell's Kitchen, who is fantastic in that show. Again, I haven't seen the show, but from what I heard on the cast recording, I think she's incredible. And, I'd love for her to nab the win. Marianne Plunkett for The Notebook, you could give it to her and things. I could see that happening, especially because The Notebook isn't nominated in other stuff. But I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't think Lampika's getting it just because I haven't heard the greatest things about that show. I heard Eden's great, but I haven't heard much about like Lampika overall. Yes, there's a lot of things going on today. It's Father's Day. You got Tony's and you got June. Like, there's a lot of Juneteenth. There's a lot of things to celebrate. Also, got House of the Dragon coming tonight. A big day all around. Lots of different things going on. But yes, excited for all those things. Always great to have you in the chat, Terrell. Excited to hear from you throughout the night. Let's see. What else is there to talk about? We have 10 minutes until the Tonys. I'm excited. I'm excited. Ariana DeBose, like I said, she is always great. I love seeing her as a host. She said she's probably kind of done after this year. I don't blame her. She's had 3 years back to back of hosting, and she's been great the 2 years. I don't expect her to not be great tonight, but I don't think this is the last we're going to see her. Like, I could absolutely see her becoming like a Neil Patrick Harris or a Hugh Jackman, where they keep bringing her back constantly. But I think, there'll be a bit of a gap, but I think she'll eventually come back. I think she just wants to like work on other projects, which is fine. I mean, I think she's really blowing up as an actress. What does she have? She's Craven the Hunter to promote. The best movie of all time, Craven the Hunter. She's got to promote that. No, but in all seriousness, Ariana DeBose is amazing. I'm very happy to see that, she has continued to host. I love the effort that she's put in. I think that for a while we were having some hosts that weren't that great, and then she came in there and she just kind of, she just kind of blew down the house. She really did. She just did exactly what you want a host to do, where she put her fullest into it. She brought her own energy. She brought her own sort of feel. She was into it the entire time, and the show was better because of her. And especially last year, I mean, I said it before, one of the most impressive feats of an award show I've seen in so long. They had no script because of the writer's strike, and so they had to do everything off the cuff and really just focus on the bare essentials, and it made for easily the tightest award show I have seen in a very long time. So, I think it's going to be a great show. I'm excited to see how it goes. I never watched Our Flag Means Death. I'm surprised it got canceled, though, but I'm also not, because this is HBO Max we're talking about. Aside from a couple shows, they do not promote their shows very well. There's plenty of shows that like they cancel, and I'm like, I didn't even know that was still on. I didn't even know that was still going. Like, what, that Gossip Girl show that they had? I didn't know it got a second season. I didn't know that was a thing. So, that's kind of how I feel about that. What is this? Do you think TV shows or Broadway stars being part of the cast should be a part of the Tonys if the show's a musical and influenced by Broadway? No, because I think that there is an award show for that, and that's called the Emmys, and I think that that's kind of where it should live. I think that something that is not on stage doesn't really belong in this show, because if we're doing stuff like that, then that opens the floodgates for other award shows to do a bunch of weird shit, and I'm not really a fan of that. I think that, you should keep the award show to what it's supposed to be. Like, the Oscars should be for the movies, the Emmys should be for shows, Tony should be for, Broadways and plays. I don't think there should be any double dipping. I think that would just not really work, and I feel like it would kind of stick out like a sore thumb. You already have people claiming category fraud for things that would really like rile people up, and so I see where you're coming from, but I think we already have an award show for that, and a lot of the time, no, those shows aren't recognized, but they do get into a lot of the like creative categories, like Schmigadoon, for example. No, that show did not get the award sweep that I wish it did, but it did make it into a lot of creative categories. It did get nominated, I believe, for like best song. I think it won for best song, actually. So, it still gets recognized, just not quite in the awards that we wanted to. But yeah, I see what you're talking about. It would be cool to see that happen, especially like, something like a Has Been Hotel, for example. I do think that show is going to get a lot of Emmy nominations, but just in the categories that we don't really talk about, for like animated animation and things like that. I could see some of the songs getting in there. So I get what you're saying, but I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, that's really where I'm at too. Like, as long as she does it one more time, I would be fine with that. I always like a nice even number. You guys might notice me. I don't like odd numbers. I don't know what it is. Just something about odd numbers. Never been a fan of. And this is really no difference. And oh my God, I'm going to mute my TV because this is really obnoxious and I don't know why it's not muting. What's not the objection? It's not muting for whatever reason. Give me a second. Okay, there we go. I don't think you want to watch a Librella ad. I don't know what the hell that is. I don't think you want to watch an ad about that. But I don't think you want to hear that audio while I'm talking. But anyway, all right. Thoughts on Broadway celebs? Oh, I think it's great. I think it's amazing that we're seeing an onslaught of talent finally get recognition in other shows. Like Erica Henningsen really breaking out is amazing to me. I always thought she was going to be a huge talent. Going, you guys can watch my cast recording review of Mean Girls. I mean, I said I thought she had a future within her, and it's just really great to see her blowing up. I think it's always great to see, actresses, finding their way into the mainstream. Cynthia Erivo being in Wicked and things like that. That's something I'm really excited for. So I think it's really cool. I'm really happy to see. A lot of Broadway celebs like getting into these categories, Ethan Slater and things like there's a lot of Broadway celebrities to get excited for in terms of like those categories. And I think that it's just really, really great to see because, they are really, they show their talent in these shows. And if they're successful enough, they end up dipping their way into bigger projects. I mean, we literally just saw this with Mean Girls and, what happened with why am I blanking on his name right now? He was Jaquel Smith. There we go. Jaquel Smith. He was amazing in Mean Girls. Movie, not so much. Not a fan of the movie. Jaquel Spivey. What did I say? Jaquel Spivey. There we go. That's his name. Fantastic actor. Really killed it in A Strange Loop, and then of course ends up in Mean Girls. I think it's really cool to see that happen. So, in some ways, yeah. I mean, I think that there are things that Katie would do that Charlie would not. But I could definitely see that. They both have like that can-do attitude. They're both like really like just like bubbly and positive personalities. But I think that again, the difference with Katie is that Katie has that like mean streak within her. I don't really think that Charlie has that necessarily, or at least we haven't really seen that yet. So but I could definitely say I think that the thing that's so good about Erica Henningsen is that she mostly is obtaining roles that are for her. However, I did see a thing recently where she talked about how there's stuff she did in Has Been Hotel season 2 that she hasn't gotten to do before as an actress, and that really excites me because, like I said, I think she's great. I've always been a huge fan of hers. So I'm really excited to see how that all turns out. Absolutely. I will always encourage pro shots because let's face it, there are people who can't get to New York who want to see these shows, might not even know that these shows exist. And a lot of the time, pro shots can really help a show. Look at like the SpongeBob musical, for example. There were so many people who wrote that off and thought that's a stupid idea. Now there's a lot more people that are aware of it and say, no, it's actually really good. So I think that there's definitely always a reason to implement pro shots. I want to see more of them personally. There's a lot of shows where it's like, why haven't we seen a pro shot of this? Like, why isn't it when a show wins Best Musical? Why do we not see a pro shot announced? We know it's out there. Why don't we hear about pro shots? We're just now hearing about the Bonnie and Clyde one from years ago. So, like, why have we not heard about pro shots? I will always encourage the use of them, and I think that they can be very useful because again, it not only is it the people that want to see the show get to see the show, but also spreads the word in a way that other means can't. And so I think it's really cool. I mean, CW is not what it used to be. Like, they're just canceling everything left and right. I don't even think they know what they want to be at this point because it just seems like every show they have, they just pretty much bury. The only show they have going for them really is Superman and Lois. And I think the only reason that one is still going is because people are actually watching and talking about it. I haven't heard anybody really talk about Walker. I haven't really heard anyone talk about All American Homecoming. So therefore, yeah, they're not where they used to be. And it sucks, but I mean, it also, like I said before, like the reason I don't watch CW is because there's so many of their shows just go on and on and on. And I have a really hard time like attaching myself to them and getting invested. So yeah, I'm not too surprised that those got canceled. It sucks, but it is what it is at this point. Not really much to say there. Yeah, like I said, I've watched the first 2 episodes. I just have to watch episode 3. I'll probably have my review up tomorrow. I'm really excited for season 4. I loved everything we've gotten up to this point. I have a lot to say about it, so look forward to that. And I think that we are starting. So here we go. And I don't know what I just did. Okay, not quite. We're not starting quite yet. We have the Mayors of Kingstown app, which I definitely watch. I've seen every episode of. I love it so much. Um, I watch every Taylor Sheridan show. It's not like I haven't seen a single second of any of them. So much to say about these shows that I love so much. Anyway, and we are freezing up. That's fun. Hold on. It is freezing up right now, so I am trying to. I'm gonna miss the opening. That's gonna be great. I'm gonna miss Ariana DeBose's big number probably because she usually does a big musical number, and I'm not gonna get to see it because my fucking thing is acting up. So that's always fun. Anyway, no, I don't want to watch the news. I really don't want to watch the news right now. That's not what I'm looking for. Okay, here we go. All right, yes, here we go. All right. Very excited for this. And as usual, pay attention to the bottom of the screen. If you ask me the question, just read the bottom of the screen. I'll just leave it at that. Here we go. Go. There's a lot of them. It's mostly first time nominees this year, which is really cool. It's giving me like Schmigadoon season 2 vibes. I don't know if anyone else is getting that, but just like the look of it all. So good. Someone's gonna end up clipping me dancing, but you know what? Fuck it. I don't care. It's so good. Yes. That was amazing. And I love that she does like a different type of musical style every time she's hosted. I think that's also really cool. I'll be listening to that, for the next week, probably.
And a huge thank you to our music team, Tom and Amanda Green. And
So good.
They say it's the 77th annual Tony Awards. It's for you.
Yes.
All of you at home. The achievement of this ambitious Broadway season. And there is so much fine work to celebrate. Overall, there were 36 new productions and 3 special events.
Crazy.
14
36. 36. Insane. Yep. Wait, 14. That's way more than I said. Yeah, 14 musicals.
And twice on that days. One moment. Headlines are frankly terrifying most of the time.
Very much.
Theater is a safe place for us all. And in the most trying of times, art is imperative because art reflects society and provides context for the very real situations that we find ourselves in today. The collective experience can cross boundaries and unite people from all walks of life. Now, Broadway has a lot to offer. Right now, no matter what you are looking for, I promise you, there is a play or a musical that will touch your heart, speak to how you are feeling, how you go, give you courage. You might even feel motivated to go out into the world and create change, because Lord knows we need some. Among this year's nominated shows, I love stories, familial dramas, anybody? Stories about people creating art. I mean, eat it, hate me like one of your French girls. History alive. On this very stage, you are going to experience the thrill of seeing the nominated musicals in person. And unlike any other show on TV, it's going to feel like you got the best seats in a Broadway theater. The performances, the scene changes, everything is going to be happening live, right in front of you. No VR glasses needed, because we don't do that here.
Yes.
Let's give the
No more. No VR. No AI. Get that out of here.
Mission that they deserve.
No show without him. No show without him. All right. Let's see. Is the tightness going to remain this show? They were so well paced last time. Oh, shit. All right. I assume this is going to be like featured actor, actress in a play or musical. One of those. We'll see. Probably featured actors. They usually do that first. Oh, lead actor in a play. Never mind. Don't listen to me.
Touch people's emotions and hearts. The artists nominated for our first award brought great emotional depth to their roles. Here are the nominees for Best Performance by an Actor in a Leading Role in a Play. All
right.
William Jackson Harper, Uncle Bud.
I heard he's fantastic in that. But as usual, I have nothing to say about the plays. So, like, you guys know how it goes at this point. If it's not stereophonic, I have nothing to say. I do have to watch this, though. I know there's a pro show. They have no excuse. We were literally just talking about pro shows. There's no excuse for me not to watch this. I will get on it eventually. Okay. This is the other thing. I hear about most of these for the first time watching this. Oh, wow. No footage from that. Tells you how new it is. All right, let's see. All right, let's see what happens here.
Jeremy Strong.
Oh, shit. Okay. Okay. All right. Wins all these Emmys, and now he's getting a Tony. Like, let's go. Let's go. I'll answer your question a bit, Claude.
Thank you to the American Theater Wing. Okay, I want to thank some people. I want to thank Greg Noble. I want to thank Paul Lemon for use. You're beautiful theater. It's such an honor to do this play at Circle in the Square. My brilliant cast, the design team, and the whole production team that worked on this play. Yeah, I want to thank the ushers and the front of house staff.
Oh yes, unsung heroes right there.
Just been run over by a truck and see me walk out looking somehow even worse. Like bits of pretzels and aquavit in my hair. Linda, thank you for sewing 50,000 buttons back onto my shirts every night. Molly Kearns, I couldn't have done this without you. I think a lot of people in this room share that sentiment. Sam and Amy, you guys, thank you. It's crazy. Sam, thank you for being everything an actor could hope for in a director, and for bringing new meaning to the term Ice Bucket Challenge.
That was a time.
And Emma, my wife, I now have 3 children with, and now this play. This play is a cry from the heart and an exhortation to face up to the difficult truths that are staring us all down right now. It's been a privilege to give its warning and its hope to audiences. This is for my mom and my dad who are here tonight. Somewhere, Mom, Dad. Thank you so much.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Again, just really love seeing how much Jeremy Strawn's been blowing up. I admittedly haven't seen in a lot of Succession, but he's incredible in everything I've seen him in. Hey, what's this gonna be? I like how tight the presenters are.
First nominee.
Oh, here we go. All right, Hell's Kitchen already.
In this divergent New York community, contagious energy and fear. It is therefore my joy.
Let's see what music, what song they do. All right, what song are they gonna do? Oh yes, this one's really good. Family.
Auntie was a cook, her husband was a cook. The same job he had to be paying him off the books. Anniversary knowledge, so the tongue and the telling. Everybody should. Now we know it.
This song reminds me like In the Heights. Like it just gives me that vibe. The choreography is so good. Okay, yeah. I mean, you got to show Keisha Lewis. She's fucking phenomenal in this. Oh, okay. They're doing like a medley here. This makes sense. You got to show Shoshana Bean in some way. And Brandon Victor Dixon.
Sometimes you make me lose. Sometimes I feel good.
This is so good. Right? Can't tell if they're done or not. I don't think they are. Okay, yeah, they gotta do Empire State of Mind. There's she. There's Alicia Keys. There we go. That's how you do it. I love this.
I can make it here, I can make it anywhere, that's what they say. Seen a piece in that someone in my pockets found never. Even if it ain't all it seems like it's time before the train. No. These streets smell like slime.
I love the liveliness of this audience. It's so good. Eh. Oh shit! I did not expect Jay-Z to be there. This is so fucking cool. Later, there's nothing you can't do. That is how you fucking. Oh my god, what a way to start it off. That was amazing. They took notes from Chuck last year. That's all I'll say. They took notes because you guys know what I said about that performance last year. All right. I have a lot to say already. I mean, if you're going to get the hype going for a best musical, that is exactly how you need to do it. Because I think, one, they did a great job of showcasing all the actors. You had the opening number, which is a great job of showcasing the ensemble and the orchestrations and the choreography and things like that. You had, you know, that smaller number between Malia Joy Moon and, is it Keisha Lewis? Cassia Lewis? I'm not entirely sure how you pronounce her name, but she's amazing. But that shows, you know, the bond between them, and also Cassia Lewis and Malia Joy Moon are both nominated, so you get that done. Then you have that other, you know, then you have the cover of Fallen with Shoshana Bean and Brandon Victor Dixon, who I believe are also both nominated, so that showcases them in the show. And then you culminate it with just showing like what sets this apart from other jukebox musicals, and that is the personal narrative going on. Alicia Keys is very heavily involved in this show. It practically is like this autobiography. Like, I don't know if it's an autobiography of sorts, but like it's a very important show for her. It's all about showcasing her hometown and things like that, and getting her at the end. But then having Jay-Z as well was not something I was expecting. And oh my God, that was an incredible performance. And I feel like that's how you do it. Like, if you want to show this is why we should win, like I've said it before, when you are doing a performance for the Tony Awards, you're not just doing it to showcase the show, you're also doing it as a way to get people to spread the word and get people to, you know, get more eyes on your show. And that's how you do it right there, because everybody is going to be talking about that performance tomorrow, especially the fact that Jay-Z was there. And Alicia Keys was there as well. I think that is exactly how you do it. So that was incredible. I think that set such a high bar already. And like I said, I mean, Chuck did this so well last year. Doing a medley of songs, I think, is so much more impressive than just doing one performance that only showcases a couple actors. I think this did such a great job of just doing a variety of musical numbers that help highlight what this show really is and what it does best and how talented the ensemble is, and got so many different emotions out of you, and just makes you want to see the show. It makes you want to see, you know, what's so special about it. I think they did that here. So I thought that was an incredible performance all around. I agree with you. I think it'd be really cool to do that. I mean, we have the People's Choice Awards, but honestly, I am kind of fine with not, because we already saw what happened with the Oscars when they let the public vote and they gave it to like 2 Zack Snyder movies. And not to say I don't like Zack Snyder, but like out of all the fucking things they could have won, that's what they gave it to. All right. No, it's not that I prefer musicals over plays. I love a good play if it's effective. I mean, I've seen some good plays. It's just a lot of the time I don't have much to say, because at least with musicals, I have that reference point of like cast recordings, and I don't have that with plays. So anyway, it's back. So I'm going to shut up. Also, Ariana DeBose is amazing this year, as she usually is.
So much so that I've been motivated to write my very first musical. Here's the pitch. Here's the pitch. It's 3 hours, no intermission. Based on my dad.
Oh no. We got to circle back to that.
Here's something you will definitely get more welcome to. Tony Award winner Jesse Tyler.
All right, what's this for? Featured actor in a play. All right. They're really getting the plays out of the way.
From all the actors in this category tonight. The first Tony nomination. That's incredible. Congratulations. Nothing is better. One thing is better.
Yeah.
Change your life. Believe me, it doesn't.
Hey.
Okay. It doesn't make the specific not more fun though. I already booked that. Here are the exceptional nominees for performance by an actor in a feature role in a play.
I assume this is going to be one of the stereophonic people because I think they're all in supporting, so or not supporting, featured. I always do that. I'm so stupid. Yeah, this is how you get one of the stereophonic guys to win.
Programs. You're the volunteer to go out to some place to stay out of that. To see that. It's there for fun.
So many stereophonic. Okay. All right. What is it? Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I expected, but good for him. Good for him. Like I said, that's the only one I know because there's a cast recording available, and it's great and made its way into categories that normally wouldn't win. So.
Okay. David Atchby and Daniel Alkin and Will Butler took a real chance.
Sorry, I was texting Violet over Jay-Z because she's going to freak out about that.
And like, you know what, we could put that on Broadway, and that could be a nice thing. So, what the heck? This is really nice. I just want to say I wouldn't be here without my therapist, Rachel Dirty. Bass teacher, Robbie C. Hack Mangano. And also, I would be doing this if Talima hadn't told me to. So, thanks.
Good speech. Good speech. Right. Oh, Tommy. Okay. I mean, you need to say about Tommy because there's no cast recording.
Spotty. So great to be here.
Sunburn is real. Sunburn is real. Especially when we're about to be in a heat wave.
String a lot of rock songs together, tell a story. I didn't really think very deeply about what I was doing. Twice. Because the last time I was here, I got 2 champions.
It's pretty iconic.
the upside and downside of rock and roll. For me, when Des and I finished in Chicago, with Tommy, where it went up first, and we thought, what do we want to do next? We said, we want to come back to Broadway. If we make no money, we want to come back to Broadway. We're thrilled that the audience is moved by the humanity of the story, because it is a human story. It's about good parenting and bad parenting. And that's really what is the issue.
All right, if you should just get into it.
Touch on any of that.
I love that he's explaining it like it's a new musical.
That would be great, because we are about to perform for you with the company of Fitness Tommy of the show.
All right. Let's see what this is. Are we do another medley, or how's this gonna go? I mean, yeah, you gotta do Pinball Wizard. Go play some pinball. Go play some pinball. You would probably sing, by the way, you're watching over on stream. Anyway. Pinball Wizard. Does it? I don't know. Deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. Sure plays a mean pinball. It was pretty good. Not Hell's Kitchen, but that was good. That was good. Felt a little low on energy, but it was good. Oh shit! All right. I'm surprised they're doing Merrily so early, since that's like literally the front runner for that category. But I mean, you know. All right. Okay. Yes. All right. All right. So what's there to say? I thought that his speech kind of went on a bit too long. That's the first one where I'm like, all right, I get what you're saying, but like people know Tommy. It's not a new show. So I don't like it. Just it was very long, elongated, and then you go into this performance, and I don't know. I feel like coming off the high of Hell's Kitchen and just the energy that was put into that, this just felt a lot more like lower energy to me, and it didn't feel as exciting. I love Pinball Wizard, like it's a classic song. Um, I don't know. I thought it was an okay performance. I can see why it's probably not going to win Best Revival because it seems like a fun show, but it seems overly familiar. Like it doesn't seem like there's anything that specific aside from like maybe some aesthetic things and things like that that like really sticks out about that production. Whereas Hell's Kitchen, you see the passion, you see the great ensemble, you see this amazing choreography, you see the personal side to it with Alicia Keys being so heavily involved. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I thought that it was a good performance. It just wasn't anything amazing. Um, so yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. I don't have a ton to say in regards to that performance. I thought the speech that was given was pretty good. I enjoyed that. But yeah, overall, I mean, great night so far. Forgot to, when I was talking before, Ariane DeBose, like I said, is just doing a fantastic job. I love that each time she's hosted, she's done something a little different, and I love the energy she's putting into this. I think that she just really does what she can to make sure that she has as memorable of a hosting job as possible, and I'm really loving that. He was awesome. All right. I mean, yeah, I liked some of I liked his speech in the beginning. I thought that it went on a little too long. But yeah, I thought that you definitely felt that he like his energy for Broadway. I like what he said about wanting to come back and things like that. Um, what he said about like encouraging that the show is going to stop people from like committing suicide and things like that. I thought all that was really good. It was just one of those things where it was like, all right, we know Tommy, like Tommy's not a new show, you don't have to give me like the pitch of everything. So yeah, it was definitely heartfelt. But biggest Tony nomination snub. Again, there's like 15 fucking shows that came out, so I can't really say what's a snub. I also haven't seen these shows. I was surprised Great Gatsby did not get nominated more. So that either tells me that one, it's not a very good show. Two, there's just so many shows that it didn't get in there. So I was surprised that that didn't get as much. I know people talk about Hard and Rock and Roll. I never thought that was going to be like a serious contender. Same with Back to the Future. I never saw that as a serious contender. I'm shocked that Roger Bart got in there, just because like I feel like what I've heard about Back to the Future is that it's like really fun aesthetics, really great look and feel. We love the clock tower scene, but overall, it's not that great. So I was a little bit surprised by that. But yeah, I can't really say like a definitive snub just because there's just so many shows this year. I can't really give you an example. But yeah, like I said, I'm really enjoying this so far. I think it's been a really fun show. Um, yeah, good stuff. Sorry, I'm still talking to people about Jay-Z because I still think that's so cool they were able to get him. I did not expect that to happen, and I thought that was amazing. But what we think of the show so far? Are we having a good time? I think it's been good. I think it's been good. No, Sunset Boulevard coming to Broadway in September. Cool. That'll probably be a big one next year. All right, we're back. Ugh.
First time children's play. at the University of New Orleans.
Featured actress. All right.
Introducing young people to the arts ensures the future of the theater.
15th Annual Jimmy Awards, produced by the Broadway League Foundation, recognizes talented high school students around the country. Two contestants will compete for the awards in New York on June 24th.
Now, many past winners have landed roles on Broadway and have been nominated for Tony Awards. So maybe one day, some of these this year's finalists might find themselves nominated, like these next artists.
Nominees for Best Performance
Okay.
by an Actress in a Featured Role in a Play. Quincy Tyler Bernstein.
Just beat that the moment that one. He shouldn't do that. You don't tell my husband what to do. You just stand back.
Juliana Canfield.
This is probably going to be stereophonic again.
Yeah, shapes, things you can switch and sink into. Celia Keenan Boldrin.
Okay.
Before I let my brother feel unaccepted, there is nothing filthy about my brother.
Sarah Pigeon. Sarah. We need to be ready. Is always thinking about what to do the album because it's not falling on my shoulders because I won't let it. Kara Young.
I've heard good things about her. I really need to watch this pro show. I've heard good things.
Goes to Kara Young.
Oh shit! Okay, okay. Now I really need to see this pro show.
Thank you to my team, Sam, Liana, Perry. Thank you to ID. Thank you so much. Thank you to every single person who has ever championed me to make this moment a reality. Thank you to my ancestors, the women who I come from, the people who I come from. My great grandmother, Hazel Baptist, made it a point to come to Pearly Victoria 2 weeks before she transitioned. Thank you to my mother. My mother went back to school with 2 children and got 2 degrees from an Ivy League institution. And to my father, who
Hell yeah!
and made it a priority to do that. Thank you so much, Dad, for taking me to school every day. Mom, for taking me to dance class, back to this one, then to a party, then back to the class.
Yeah.
To my partner, Biko, who I love so much, with my spirit mate, to this incredible cast of Pearly. So much, and you hold like it's weightless. Jenny Leon. meticulously crafted this play. I don't see anybody else doing this the way that you did it. You are singular and important, and thank you to Heather, Vanessa, Billy, Bill, J.O., Noah P, Noah R, hell yeah, Willa, Willa, Dave, posthumously elevated the American theater yet again 62 years later. Oh my goodness. And to the great Ruby D. Ruby D, Ruby D, Ruby D. This is, please wrap it up. Sorry, please let me have this. Ruby D, the legendary Ruby D, who originated this role. The great Ludi Bell, Gusty Mae Jenkins, who said, I'm taking a chance on my life and I'm gonna go. And I'm gonna go because I have some life left. I have a lot of life left in me. And she deserved it. And we all do. Thank you. This is to the vibration of the liberation for humanity. Thank you.
That was easily the best speech of the night so far. I can see what you want because I felt every second of that. It was a fantastic speech. Oh, here we go. 40 years. It's crazy. Yeah, this one I'm excited for.
What a special thing we have in these roles and in sharing this show. It's just thrilling.
It's here. It's a biggie. Oh, okay, we're doing old friends. Old friend. Do you say, old friend, are we or aren't we unique? Everything keeps changing. You and I, we can continue next week. So good. Oh, I don't make the great new ones up quickly made. We'll do, but us old friends want to discuss old friends. You to us, who's like us, damn few. Old friend, old friends, and hello, old friends. And how old friends do become old habits and never do somehow. Most friends make or they don't make the grade. No one's a quickly made. No one is good. But us old friends love to discuss old friends. Good friends. Old friends. Good friends. Old friends. And I just say chemistry between these three, like, incredible. So good. Old way. When you're wrong, when you're right or wrong. Old friends. Oh, you're wrong. Friend. Old friends. Revolving door. We'll do but us old friends to discuss old friends. Here's to us who's like us. Whose friends break or they don't make the grade. New ones are quickly made. You're new but us old friends to discuss old friends. Here's to us who's like us. You. Ugh, amazing. That alone, like, you can see why they're all probably gonna win. Like that was incredible. And I don't think that's one you need to do like a medley for, because like the whole show is revolved around those three. So amazing. I still think Hell's Kitchen is the best of the performances so far, but I thought that was just great. You can see those three, just the chemistry that they have. It's so like lived in and authentic, and I just really bought into everything that they were doing, and I can see why. Like I said, they're probably all gonna win because it just makes sense. Like if Jonathan Groff wins, why wouldn't you give it to Daniel Radcliffe? If Daniel Radcliffe wins, why wouldn't you give it to Jonathan Groff? If those two win, why wouldn't you also give it to Lindsay Mendez? It just makes sense. Like I feel like if you give it to one, you have to give it to the other two. So, I think that's probably what's going to happen here. I think we're going to see all three of them win, and I'm very much down for that because I think that performance alone really solidified why that's deserving. I also think it's just a really great story for Merrily. I didn't realize that they hadn't been on Broadway for 40 years. I think it's because for me, I'm used to listening to the like off Broadway one from like the one with Raul Esparza, the one with like Raul Esparza and things like that. That's the one I'm used to listening to. But I guess it was off Broadway. That wasn't like a Broadway one. So I think it's really cool that you have a show that was initially this really big flop and then ends up, becoming like the front runner to win all this stuff. I think that's a really great story. And I think it also is just very deserving to see because I think all three of them are just acting at the top of their game, putting their all into those performances. And I mean, that's what makes that show. I don't think Merrily We Roll On works if you don't have three actors that you just really buy into their chemistry. It also makes me really excited for the Linklater movie, which we're going to get in like 2034 at this point. Very excited for that whenever that comes out, especially because Paul Mescal's now leading it. That's something that's really exciting. And then you have Ben Platt and Beanie Feldstein, who are literally like best friends in real life. So, yeah, I know. I think it's really cool that it's getting this recognition and it's finally getting that praise and the accolades that it's always kind of deserved. I think that's a really great story. We don't normally see that with a revival. Normally it's like, well, this show has always been great. It's gotten these awards and it's getting them again. This time around, this is a show that has never gotten awards before, and now it's probably going to win a whole bunch. So I think that's a really great story, and I think that's that's something that you can't just deny that. You have to recognize that. But I also think the quality of the show is important, and it seems like it very much does deliver in that way. So yeah, great stuff. I've been listening to Our Time on repeat, to be honest with you. I listened to it like one day, and I was like, this is just such an incredible song, especially that it closes out the show. So yeah, I Merrily Roll On has definitely been one of the ones I've listened to the most out of the cast recordings this year. So yeah, very much into that. Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think the one thing, not to go too deep into my review, but the one issue I have with season one are those consistent time jumps, and season two is not going to have them. And I'll talk more about this when the show's back. So woo! Or when the show's not back. You know what I mean? As it should.
To the artisans, the creative teams, and everyone who puts on a show for the diverse audiences who enjoy it. I am very proud to say that the majority of tonight's nominated directors are women.
Love that. Hell yeah.
Sisters, Ashley Park and Tony Award winner Renee Elise.
Oh shit. Girls 5 Eva Crew. That's another show I need to review. Probably not gonna do an individual. You'll get a review of that eventually. I don't know when it's gonna be, but great show. Great show. Not enough people watch it. Please renew it, Netflix. It's as good as it's ever been.
Gosh, Renee, thanks to the influence of forward-thinking directors.
Love seeing Ashley Park like pop off from things too. She's really like blowing up as an actress, which is great. Direction of the play. Probably stereophonic here. Yeah. Okay. It probably went in for stereo because why wouldn't it be stereophonic? That just makes the most sense. I feel like he has an outside shot, considering that Pearly just won stuff. That could happen. Again, I'd love to say more about these. I don't know. I don't know much about them.
Daniel Hawkins.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's to be expected. Yeah. Congrats to Stereophonics Award for Best Play. I'll just say that right now because it's happening.
So I'm standing back in the theatre and the silence falls, people are leaning forward in their seats, witness to this love letter to the joy and the pain of people making something together. In space that dances between my show and what we should not be seeing. David Edgeme's demonically diamond writing in harmony with Will Butler's incandescent songwriting and a rock star cast vibrates to its own special frequency. I can't hold a woman words, but I can feel it. Wait, are they acting now? What just happened? None of this happens the way it needed to without having Greenfield and playwrights rights. Stereophonic fan, well, thank you. Thank you to our incredible producers, to Derek and Emma for never stopping believing. Thank you, American Theatre Wing. Finally, sorry, Ryan, you got there first. In the play, Diana says it's the best thing that ever happened to me. As far as I like making theatre, I have more than an inkling of what she's talking about. I've been HLC at the party.
All right, good speech. Good speech. Oh shit! Okay, I didn't know we were doing this already. This is really going to set the tone for, I think, what's going to happen tonight. If Merrily doesn't get this, it's really going to, I think, give an idea of what might win Best Musical, but we'll see. I think it's Merrily, though. Oh, shit! Okay, okay. Wow. That's not the one I was expecting. So maybe Outsiders is winning? I don't know. Wow.
It is an honor of a lifetime to be among this group of directors, especially a group of women directors, a record number this year.
It was mostly women directors, which is awesome.
Thank you to my brothers in creation and collaboration, Adam Rapp, Justin Levine, Rick and Jeff Cooperman, John Clay, Zach Chance. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you to the Europa Group, Matthew Rigo, all of our producers. To the relentlessly courageous and curious cast of The Outsiders through here tonight, Sky, Josh Brody, and everybody in the whole company. It's an honor to be your director and your collaborator. To the sickest design team in the land, thank you for creating the ultimate memory playground, raw, gritty, elemental, and powered by bodies. Thank you to my family, Mom, Dad, Ari, Gabe, I love you. Thank you to the great women who have lifted me up, Beverly Jenkins, Nina Asman, Angelina Jolie, and Susie Hinton. So wrote from her guts with such unstinted courage and honesty. And to all the young artists out there who want to create, what some may perceive as a weakness or a liability in you might just be your superpower. Don't be afraid to trust your gut. Artistic risk yields rewards. Thank you so much.
Wow. I'm still in shock that that happened. I mean, really good speech, but that's crazy. So I don't know what's going to happen. Okay, Water for Elephants. This is the one that like is not winning.
You didn't see it. Circus, that's a finding form of traveling acrobats that exotic characters.
They don't do the great back. I don't like it that much.
Incredibly nominated musical. We all get to find out anytime soon. Please welcome the company of Water for Elephants.
All right, let's see. Which one are they gonna do? Yeah, this score just doesn't do it for me. This one I have admittedly heard a lot. Like this one I have heard quite a bit. Okay, I mean, it was all right. I still feel the same. I still contend it's not that great of a score. But that's definitely one of the better songs. I'll say that. I mean, aesthetically, I think that there's a lot to like there. You can definitely like you like the sets and things like that look really cool. I thought the way that was put together was well done. Something was wrong with the acoustics because like I could barely hear Grant Gustin. I don't know what was wrong with his microphone or whatever, but like I could not hear him at all. Yeah, it was all right. That's just how I feel about Water for Elephants in general. Like everything I've heard, aside from like that one song I said, it just kind of all right. Doesn't really stick out that much to me. The other musicals, there's just more to talk about. This is the one where I'm just like, it's all right. You know, it's not terrible. Like I enjoy some of it. It's just not anything like that great. All right, I did get a couple questions here. Let me go back to this one. Yeah, so like I said, my main issue with season one, not getting into it too much, is that I think that there's a lot of just time jumping and things like that. And there's points where like it feels like there's like gaps of stuff that we're missing. So I already think that this season's going to be better just based on the fact that there's not going to be a bunch of time jumps. From what Ryan Condal has said, we're staying in this time period. So, you know, I think that alone, no, season one is incredible. Like fantastic season all around. There's just like the one thing that brings it down. Not tremendously, but like I think that could help. But also the fact that like season one, especially rewatching it, it mainly is just exposition. It mainly is just like, let's just see how this all set into motion. How did the Greens and the Blacks go to war? How did this all end up coming about? Now that we know the inciting incident, now we can really get into the exciting stuff and really see what this show can bring to the table. So yeah, I think season two is going to end up maybe being even better than the first. I have a lot of hope for it. So yeah, very excited. I will definitely be watching probably Tuesday. I'm going to finish rewatching season one and then we'll watch Tuesday, hopefully get a review out then as well. If not, definitely Wednesday I'll get my review out, but very, very excited. I'm watching on Paramount Plus, which you definitely should. Also, Paramount Plus, but also on what's it called? Pluto TV. You can watch it there too. I was like blanking for a second. Yeah, Pluto TV. You can watch on there. It's free actually if you watch on Pluto TV. So if you don't want to pay for Paramount Plus, you can watch on for free on Pluto TV. So yeah, either place you can watch it. I mean, I could see that. I think that he has given some really great performances. He just hasn't had that role yet, like movie wise, to like really blow up, but I think he's gonna get there because every role I've seen him in, even if it's something like The Lost City, which I like that movie. It's not amazing or anything, but like he is maybe the best part of that entire movie, and it's just the effort that he puts into it. I've always been impressed by Daniel Radcliffe. I mean, I still go back to Swiss Army Man. That's the best work I've ever seen from him. And it sucks that that film is, you know, way too out there to get any sort of awards recognition, but he is phenomenal in that. I think he's eventually going to have that role. He just hasn't yet. You know, Weird the Al Yankovic Story, that was a great performance from him. So, you know, I think he's slowly getting there. He's definitely going to get there eventually. He's just not there yet, but I still think he's winning tonight. A big question, though, of course, is The Outsiders now the front runner for Best Musical? Because I don't think anybody was expecting that to happen. I think we expected that to either go to Suffs, maybe Hell's Kitchen, or Merrily. I don't think anybody expected for that to be The Outsiders. And what I'm wondering now is The Outsiders the one that's potentially going to win Best Musical? Definitely something to think about. And if it were to happen, I wouldn't be surprised at this point, just because, like, I don't think that's nothing. I think there's a reason why she won. And I think that we might see The Outsiders a lot. Brody Grant might even win Best Actor. I don't know. That could also happen. So we'll see. I think there's, you know, let's see what happens. I'm not going to say right now that it's a wash. But I mean, that is surprising. And that kind of makes me think that, maybe it'll be The Outsiders. I don't know. But like I said, that's why this year is exciting. It's very unpredictable. We still don't know fully what's going to happen. Hey, Janaea, always great to see you. Yeah, I'm so happy to be doing movie and TV reviews more consistently as well. I feel like the past couple of years, I've had so much going on. I haven't really been able to put my fullest into it. And I'm just really happy I'm able to now. TV reviews, especially, was something that like I was really missing. I feel like that was something that I used to do a lot of. That's kind of what this channel started on. Like, I did movie reviews, but like you go all the way back, which I really hope you don't. I know you have, but like if you haven't seen my old videos, like straight up just don't watch because they're terrible. This channel started mainly on TV reviews. That used to be like my main thing, and now it's kind of just shifted. Past 2 years being almost nothing. But I really want it. I'm trying to like make up for that this year, and I feel like I'm doing a good job. So movie TV tropes that are way too overused. Honestly, I don't know, because my thing is like, I think any trope can be utilized well if you use it, if it's handled well. But anyway, show's back, so I'll talk about it after. But definitely something I'm going to think about that, Terrell. I'm going to think about that. That's a good leading question. Oh, featured actor. Okay, here we go. Is this Daniel Radcliffe's award?
More than 120,000 young people have done just that.
For $10, students receive a thrill they will never forget. Seeing fearless performances like the work of these outstanding artists who enlivened this season. Here are the nominees for Best.
Okay, here we go. Let's see what's going to happen here. I'm still shocked he's nominated. Like, I'm sure he's great. I'm just shocked. If he wins, Outsiders, that might happen. It might happen, or if he wins, we'll see. But I think it's going to be Radcliffe. I didn't even know he was in that, but cool. I think this is Daniel Radcliffe, though. Let's see. Oh, shit. Yes. There we go. All right. So, yeah, Jonathan Groff, Lindsay Mendez should also be winning. But that's awesome. That's awesome. He's been long overdue for an award for a long time. So, that's so good.
Thank you to our producers, Sonia, David, Patrick, Jeff, for making all of this happen. Thank you to Stephen Sondheim and George Firth for writing this unbelievable show and incredible songs that are just a gift to get to sing every night. Thank you to Maria, our director, for knowing that so beautifully, and also just this has been one of the best experiences of my life. Thank you for thanking me for this. This is just it's been unbelievable. Thank you so much to our cast, everybody on that stage. It is an honor to be on stage with you every single night, and to I will miss it so much. Speaking of missing things, Jonathan, Lindsay, I will miss you so much. I don't really have to act in this show. I just have to look at you and feel everything that I want to feel. I will never have it this good again. Thank you. And thank you to our crew, the band, the stage management team, everybody who makes the show happen every day at the Hudson Theatre. You make it a dream to come to work. Thank you so much. Thank you to Sulatma, my agent, who has been with me literally my entire life. That's not a joke. Sam, Sandy Binion, my dresser. You dressed me on Epworth, and then you didn't dress me. We met on Epworth, and then you dressed me on everything since. Thank you so much. My singing teacher, Mark Mayland, is the only reason I sound any good in the show. Somewhere, happy Father's Day, Dad. I love you both so much. Thank you for playing Sondheim in the car and just, loving me. And my love, Erin, you and our son, the best thing that has ever happened to me. I love you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
There's literally like no way that Jonathan Groff and Lindsay Mendez are not winning. Like, there's just no way. You cannot give me that speech and tell me that they're not going to win. Okay, this is going to be Lindsay Mendez, right? Like, that's what's going to happen here. Okay. I didn't even know she was in that. That's awesome. Keisha Lewis is the only one I think like has like an outside shot, but I think this is Lindsay Mendez. But we'll see. Well, I don't know. The cheers are beginning, which are kind of loud. Let's see.
Keisha Lewis.
Oh shit. Okay. So not Lindsay Mendez. All right. I mean, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Listen to her singing "Perfect Way to Die." You know why she won. I've also heard people say she's very like overdue. So, damn. There's no sweep. There's no sweep yet. This is crazy.
My everything. Thank you to the American Theater Wing, the Broadway League, and every one of the fierce, fabulous female thespians in this category. I'd like to thank the entire cast on stage and off stage, the crew, the front, back of house staff at the Schubert Theater for being who they are and their hard work and support to make our show the joy that it is. I'd like to thank our creative team, Alicia Keys, Michael Greif, Christopher Diaz, Camille A. Brown, and all of our designers for their hard work and dedication as generals in leading the charge of our show. I'd like to thank my manager and friend of 15 years, Jen Abrahams, for truly seeing me and being my champion in an industry that is extremely challenging and often did not see me. Also, I thank Barry Bischoff for his friendship and hard work. Thank you to my ENT and friend, Dr. Linda Dahl, who keeps this coach alive and well, and my local coach, Marlon Saunders. I'd like to thank those people in my life who wouldn't let me give up. Being in this business 40 years, I wanted to get up many times. Gabriela Diaz Gonsalves, Lisa Vidal, Daniel Spoa, baby, and my longtime friends, Adrian Lennox and LaShance. Thank my spiritual families over the years for their training and loving me just for me without having me even open my mouth and sing a note. Particularly pastors Mark and Gail Watson, Reverend Darlene Palmer, and Dr. Hart Ramsey at Hunger Church Atlanta. To my family, Aunt Ruth, who indulged me but still laughs about me standing in the mirror as a kid watching myself cry to see if I looked like a wonderful actress. The late John Henry Lewis and Betty Mae Lewis, and my heart that walks outside of my body, my son, Simon Niami Evans. Lastly, 40 years ago yesterday, I walked into the Imperial Theater to begin my Broadway career at 18 years old.
Wow.
I have had so many amazing experiences and some heartbreaking ones too. I took a short break from show business and raised a son as a single parent while trying to build a career. This moment is the one I dreamed of for most of those 40 years. So I say to everyone who can hear my voice, don't give up.
Yes. Amazing. Yeah, that's the best speech of the night so far. My God, so good. Her struggling to open her phone and then ending with that. Ugh. What is this? Oh, Great Gatsby. I can already hear the roaring on. Unless it's Illinois.
Feeling, I can use my body as my language. Dance really is the universal language.
Never mind, it's Illinois.
Completely connected with this next nominee for Best Musical. I was moved, as all of you were clearly.
That's what I'm excited to see.
Moved by a unique transcendent experience that is joyful, heartbreaking, cathartic, and healing. It's about the importance of sharing your story and working through your pain, both for yourself and for the ones around you. So you can allow yourself to love and be loved. Please welcome the company of Illinois.
It's a big one because like there's no actors or anything nominated for this, so that's all like dance.
Words I see on the face of the door. Oh, I am now it's quiet. Oh, I am fast. I see lost with her names of strange.
No, we're deleted on Facebook, so that's fun.
Into the corner from the seat. Sweat, sweat, my friend is gone. Here I go. No one can tell
Wow, that was incredible. Like literally unlike anything on Broadway right now. Like I can see why everyone's been like obsessing over that. All right. All right. So lots of things to talk about. I think the big takeaway right now for me is that there is no sweep. There is no show so far that has been consistently winning that isn't stereophonic. In terms of like musicals, it's been all over the place. So we had director Outsiders, we had Daniel Radcliffe winning for featured actor, we had Keisha Lewis winning for featured actress. It almost feels like what people say, like the Oscars would do, like trying to share the wealth, basically. That's what they're doing this year. It's like there's so many different musicals, there can't possibly be a clear frontrunner. So they're kind of just giving it to, they're really basing it not just on the show, but on the performance itself. And I think that's great. I like that we don't just have one show consistently sweeping. It makes this for a very unpredictable show to where I still can't tell you what the frontrunner is. For all I know, it could have been the one we just saw, because outside of like choreography and orchestrations, it can't be nominated for other stuff. There's not like, actors nominated and things like that. So, I really don't know who the front runner is right now. And that's not something that I'm usually able to say at 9:29 when I'm watching this broadcast. Like usually at this point, I at least have an idea of who I think is winning. At this point, I still could not tell you. And that's so exciting. I really like that feeling. I don't normally, this is not normally the case when watching an award show. At this point, it's usually like, okay, I know what's going to happen. I still don't know what's going to happen. Because yes, you can say, all right, the Outsiders director won. That should give it, that should boost the chances. And I would agree with you. But Keisha Lewis just won for, best featured actress. And that gives Hell's Kitchen a chance. And then you have Daniel Radcliffe, who, I still think Merrily Roll On's winning. Like that's pretty much, I think that's a guarantee at this point. The things that I'm not so sure about is actor and actress. Don't know who that's going to be at this point, because I thought for sure it was going to be Jonathan Groff, but then the second Lindsay Mendez didn't win. Now I'm not so sure. Was it one of those cases where they thought out of the three, Daniel Radcliffe was the most impressive and they wanted to give it to him? Or are they giving it still to Jonathan Groff? I don't know what's going to happen there. I think that's something that's going to be interesting to see. Right now, I just don't really know. And then when it comes to actress, I really have no idea what's going to happen there. Maybe Malia Joy Moon is going to take it because Keisha Lewis just did. But again, this could be another situation where they picked Keisha Lewis as like the sole performance they wanted to win for Hell's Kitchen. And now for actress, it's going to be something completely different. So I don't really know what's going to happen. We'll have to see. Again, I think this is like a very exciting year, much more so than usual. So, and again, I love a good sweep when a show deserves it. Like Kimberly Akimbo sweeping last year was awesome. But I just think that right now, this is just such a anomaly of a show because we don't normally say this late into the broadcast that we still don't know what's going to win. So we'll have to see. Yeah, I can imagine that. That makes total sense. I know it's a hard day for a lot of people who don't have close relationships with their fathers or whose fathers are no longer with them. So I'm glad that my video can help give you some comfort in that, and just hope hope the day's been okay for you overall. Oh, it's back. Oh shit. Oh, I'm trying to. Oh, stereophonic. This is very rare. We're going to see a performance from a play. So good. I haven't heard all of this, but like of what I've heard, it's really damn good. I love the I love how much they commit to like the recording studio and things like that. I really like that a lot. It kind of reminds me of like Daisy Jones and the Six. I don't know if you watched that on Amazon, but like it gives me that vibe just from that performance. Could be completely different, but that's what I get from that. Hell yeah, 13. That's insane, especially for a play. Yep. Okay. Here we go. Okay, this could also be a really big moment. I completely forgot about that show, but that's another one that was a pretty big snub. If Outsiders wins this again, this could be really big, but we'll see. I have no idea at this point. I'm not even going to try to predict. Oh shit! Damn! Wow. Wow. There's no consistency. This is crazy. Damn. I mean, very deserving. By far, out of the like, that's my favorite score of the ones I've listened to. Marching is literally the most played song on my Apple Music.
Care about the future of the craft. Janine Tori stood up here and said it's a seed to be a yes, Janine, and I find so I could be thank you, Janine. Thank you, Blair. Thank you, Miss Wade. And to all of the theater kids out there watching, especially the wild little girl, keep going for it.
So good.
abandon it. This is a hard year in our country.
Mhm.
Just hope
Very much.
change and progress in this country for equality and justice. And so I hope we can all do that together. And thank you to the subs. Thank you to my cat. This is absolutely insane. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Thank you.
Bro, you cannot predict this year. This is insane. Oh, all right, here we go. Cabaret. This is not one I've really looked into much. Hmm.
And it's the party at the end of the world. And so that's still such an extraordinarily revolutionary piece of political data.
All right. Here we go. All right, Eddie Redmayne, let's go. You come in the avenue, welcome. Stranger. The season someday. Happy to see you. Let me stay. Let's stop singing because I want to hear him. I want to hear his voice. Oh. Oh shit. Gail Rankin. Really makes me miss Glow. I know I say it all the time, but like amazing talent. I love the physicality from Eddie Redmayne. Happy to see you. Want to stay. Come and beyond the new. Welcome. Cabaret. Go. All right. I'm sold. That was great. I think for that, like that's definitely the one that they should have gone with. So the only thing I'll say about that performance is I feel like they have like zero confidence in Gail Rankin like winning because they didn't do anything to really showcase like her abilities in that performance. They showed like briefly Sally Bowles, but like they didn't really do much with her other than like interacting with the audience. But I mean, it's Redmayne's show. That's what I've heard throughout this. Like Eddie Redmayne really is the reason to see it, but also like the set designs and things like that. Yeah, I mean that showed me that Cabaret, I think, is definitely like the outside shot. Like if it's not Merrily, it'll be Cabaret. I love, like I said, just the look and the feel of everything is so good. I love the idea that, from what they said, and I think it's really cool also that they're doing like these little videos for like these beloved shows, but like showing how they do something different. They did it with Merrily, and now they're doing it with this. And with this, it seems like they really like transformed the theater into this, like, you know, they wanted to turn into this nightclub of sorts and make it feel as authentic as possible. And I really cool. I always like it when you know, you have shows that are out of the box like that. Something like Here Lies Love, for example, which, by the way, the fact that that is considered a new musical is crazy to me, because I've been listening to that cast recording since literally 2014. I like when I was like, I remember being like 15 years old and listening to that. So it's crazy to me that that's considered a new musical. But I understand it's been off Broadway and now it's finally made its way to Broadway. So that makes sense. But yeah, overall, I mean, really great performance. And I gotta say, Eddie Redmayne really won me over there. I know people aren't like big fans of him as an actor, but like this seems like this is one of his best performances. Like, especially the way he was like moving around, like when he was like on his hands and knees and things. Like, it's like it really seems like he transforms into this character. And I mean, I really believed every second of what he was doing. So I mean, I really enjoyed that performance a lot. I thought that was really great. But again, yeah, no front runner. Still no front runner. Suff's winning best score, very deserved. Like, by far, out of the shows we're talking about, that is the one I've listened to the most. Those are the songs that have stuck with me the most. Keep Marching is literally my #1 most played song. How Long is probably going to end up becoming my most played song because I've been listening to that since I heard it. But yeah, Stuffs is incredible. I think Shayna Taub is really going to blow up quickly. I think we're going to see a lot from her after this show, and I'm excited to see like what her future is gonna end up being, because I think she really has it in her. So I'm not surprised to see that, but again, it's still crazy to me there's no front runner at this point. But everything that's won, like, I can see why. Like Keisha Lewis winning for Hell's Kitchen, I forgot to say, like, it was just literally just go to the cast recording, listen to her sing Perfect Way to Die, you'll see why she won. So I don't think that's too shocking. Stereophonic, the performance for them I thought was also really great. Like I said, I love the authentic nature of like the recording studio and things like that. I think that's really great. Listen, I don't even need to say it, Janaea. You know my answer. It's Glow. I don't even need to say it at this point. I literally mentioned it as Gail Rankin was coming out. The fact that that show was literally going to have one last season and Netflix denied them the chance of it, that is why it is hard for me to get excited for a Netflix show and get invested in a Netflix show, because I'm worried it's going to become like a Glow. I understand this was different with COVID and things like that, but they could have easily done like a 2-hour movie. I've said this so many times before, but like still to this day, that is the most baffling cancellation to me. Like in an era where there's so many shows that are being canceled and they just feel like they were unjustifiably canceled, that is still the one that angers me the most. So yeah, it's still very much Glow. I have not seen Quiet on Set yet. I've heard some interesting things. I was going to watch it, and I'm not sure if I want to anymore, just because I've heard people say like it's very exploitative. I've heard people say that it is very surface level in terms of what it does. So I probably will eventually get around to it, but I don't know. I was very turned off by it being like an investigation discovery thing, because they did that like Glee documentary that was like really false and exploitative and like tried to make it seem like these actors killed themselves because of the show. Like, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I've heard some really good things, and I've heard some really tough watch, but then I've also heard the other side saying that like it's very exploitative and it feels more like they are trying to latch on, like they're focusing more on like shocking you than like trying to sensitively tell this story. So I don't know. Like I said, I'll get around to it eventually, but it's not nearly on like as high as my priorities as it was when it initially came out. Oh, that's great. I've seen Garfield as well. I thought it was all right. I'll talk more about it in a what I watched video, but not really anything that special. I mean, I don't really listen to the radio. I will be completely honest with you. It's not really something that I do. Most of the time, I just listen to what's on my Apple Music and in my rotations. And these days, I just rely on my my Apple Music replay playlist. So yeah, I don't really listen to the radio much, so I can't really give you an answer. But anyway, the show's back, so let's see what happens.
Today's next on stage at their show. From Gutenberg the Musical, please welcome first Tony nominees, Doug Simon and Bud Davenport.
I'm looking at all of them. My name is Doug Simon, and I'm the Bud Davenport, and we are the authors of.
Oh, I love that they're in character. This is great. Yes.
With a small orchestra, or the orchestra up on the stage, or sometimes the actors just play all the instruments and stuff. His own damn pipe organ.
These two are so good. I mean, we already knew they were great, but like,
Annie, get your gun. Jesus Christ Superstar. Jesus Christ Superstar. It's never been on Broadway before, but this is our first time. So why is our show nominated for?
yeah, it doesn't really make sense. Oh my god, got the Wikipedia page up and everything.
Do you know what this means? No. It means that our show is already I feel like we already won.
Oh my god.
So please welcome Tony nominee.
Oh my god. That was amazing. All right, what's this gonna be? Oh, best survivable play. Okay. After all that, it's best survivable play. I thought we were going into best survivable musical.
And allowing new audiences to react to these stories through the filter of the present moment. This year, outstanding works from both our long ago and recent past were given new life. Here are the nominees for Best Revival of a Play.
Now, this may shock you, but I have no idea what's winning. I know, it's crazy. I know nothing about any of these shows. I guess this one, because Jeremy Strong won. not know Appropriate was a revival. I thought that was like a new one. That's also a revival currently.
We can't forget our history. Can't move forward if we don't know what happened.
So is this Pearly? I think. Oh, all right. The one I thought wasn't winning. What the hell? I guess it's per the courts for the night. God, there's a lot of people.
Is at the crux of Appropriate, and those of us who have the love and support of our families who encouraged us, very blessed. And we thank all of you. I thank my children, Molly and Charlie. I am so proud to have opened a door over the past 45 years to some incredible artists, and none more deserving of the acclaim than immensely talented Brandon Jacobs Jones.
I want to thank the Tony nominators. I want to thank the Tony voters. I want to thank these amazing audiences we've had for giving me the opportunity to stand up here and actually say thank you to the real life actors in my real life family drama. Starting with anything, and where I get to share how Father's Day with the rest of my life too. More to the audience. I want to wish a happy single Mother's Day to my mother, Patricia Jacobs, who has been my first hero in life and art. I want to thank my brother and sister, Bradley and Brittany Jacobs, who have given me so much material for many ways about siblings for the rest of my life. I want to thank my father, who told me early on to find something that you love in life and get someone to pay you for it. And I followed that advice. I'm here right now. I'm so thankful for that. I want to thank this family behind me. I want to thank my sister from another Mr. Lila Neubauer. I especially want to thank Rodney for saying yes after years and years of being told I was too risky, too provocative, and too not commercial enough. And I'm going to be honest, I really want to share my small part of this big award with the company and Ozzie Davis's family, because the truth is, like, without Ozzie Davis, I wouldn't be here. Without Pearly Victoria's, Appropriate would not be here. And some people come up here and say it all the time. But it's true, you guys want this because you're going to reach for the custody. You can haunt my bedroom, I don't care. Tell my secrets. And don't be worried about Gibson. He's been dead for over 100 years. He's already won this twice. You guys, let's.
Good speech. Really good speech. All right, what's next? So many people that got to get off the stage. What are we cutting to? Okay, what are we cutting to right now? Oh, she's back.
One of the theater's participants, the irreplaceable Cheetah Rivera. Our Tony Award winners, Baby Newer, Arthur McDonald, and Brandon Stokes Mitchell.
Oh shit. This should be good.
And even everything I know about being a Broadway, I learned from Chief. iconic characters that she created are unforgettable. In Bye Bye Birdie. Chicago. And a real finger star. I made it in West Side Story. She show business. She inspired generations of young women. If she could do it, they could do it. She'll always be with us whenever an artist recreates one of her dances or sings one of her songs.
Oh, DB Newer.
It was one of the dancers, a member of the ensemble. The air shimmered when she stepped on stage, and bitter with the body that created forever grateful. Gia had one of Broadway's quintessential voices. It sent chills from the top of your head all the way down to the bottom of your toes. It contained multitudes, all brilliantly displayed in her iconic performance as Aurora, Kiss of the Smile. I wouldn't be here without Gina right in
Literally. It's pretty good. You don't realize how many like iconic roles she had until they go through it. So I thought that was great. Sus is next. Okay. All right. So yeah, again, still not much to talk about here. No clear front runner, as I said. Yeah, let's talk about Gutenberg the musical. It's a really weird one to talk about because like literally most of the show is just the two of them on like this minimal set, pitching this musical that's like terrible, and that's literally that's like the whole show. It's definitely really weird to talk about when you're talking about a show that is like against Merrily and Cabaret and things like that. But I mean, you can see why it's nominated just through the banter between Reynolds and Gad. Those are two actors working on the top of their game. They're putting their fullest into it, and you can definitely feel that. So, I think that's why that show is nominated. And it makes sense. It definitely makes sense. I love their bit though of them just like talking about like why, like what a revival is and things like that. I thought that was great. Appropriate winning again, really big shocker. I thought it was for sure gonna be Pearly. But appropriate won and they gave a really good speech. And I really like what they said about like paving the way for other shows of its ilk. I thought that was really great. The Cheetah Rivera tribute, I really like a lot. I just hope that we still get that in memoriam and it doesn't like overshadow the in memoriam. I like that it was just Cheetah Rivera, but my issue always with stuff like that is again that it overshadows the in memoriam, and I hope that doesn't happen here, but we'll have to see. I literally just saw it again today. I will definitely be getting a review out for that once I'm caught up on I'm going to film it soon. But I will probably not have it out until probably like 2 weeks from now. That's probably when you'll see it. Don't quote me on that, but yes, I will absolutely be reviewing Inside Out 2. Lots to say on that film. Quiet Place Day One, I'm very excited for. I don't know if you watch my little TikTok thing that I've been doing every month, but I have a lot of faith in it. I think that one, Michael Sarnowski being behind it, who I mean, I'm a big fan of. I loved his last film, Pig. I think that that is a movie that is incredibly overlooked and more people need to watch. It's very understated. It's a very different kind of Nicolas Cage performance, but a very effective one at that. So him being in charge in the place of John Krasinski, I'm perfectly fine with. I think that he's going to do a really good job, but I also like the way it's kind of showing a different side of, this whole disaster that happened, how things let up in this big city and things like that. I think that's a really intriguing setting, and I think could heighten the tension really well. Love Lupita Nyong'o, love Joseph Quinn. I love Alex Wolff. So yeah, I have a lot of faith in Quiet Place Day One. I'm hoping that it really delivers because I think it has a lot of potential. Obviously, Krasinski not being there is definitely cause for concern, but with the talent that's involved, I'm mostly hopeful for it. I think all the marketing has been really great. Again, I think the thing that really is going to help it is that it's a very distinctly different film from what we've seen before. A Quiet Place that's always been like in the woods and these rural areas. Here, it's like this big city, and that changes a lot of stuff when you have it in that setting. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it delivers. I think it could really end up being something special, but we'll have to see. Yeah, again, we only have, I feel like they're going to end up going over at this point because there's a lot still to talk about. Suffs is performing shortly. I'm hoping they do How Long because that's the song that I've been listening to the most recently and is probably the most effective in that show. But they'll probably do Keep Marching, which I love as well. So, we'll see. Oh yeah, Alex Wolff has just really been impressing me in everything going. Hereditary still easily his best work. I will always, be a fan of his performance there. I think that's really what made him take off as an actor. But if we just look at his filmography over the past couple years, it's literally insane. He's worked with M. Night Shyamalan. He's worked with Christopher Nolan now. He's going to be in A Quiet Place, and then he also has like Jumanji and things like that. Like, the dude's really taken off, and it's really great to see because I've always loved him as an actor. I think between the Wolf siblings, I think he's definitely a stronger actor. Nat's good too. It's just a lot of the projects that Nat picks doesn't really interest me as much. Alex is the one that really is like blowing up. So anyway, it's back. So. Ugh. All right. This is for the Carnegie Mellon. This is always good to see, when they talk about giving back and things like that.
Be more eager. In your class. Submissions are open for next year's award, so you can tell us about a theater educator who made a difference in your life. And now, please welcome Nate Burleson, and from the New York Jets, Solomon Thomas.
All right. What is this for? Oh, best play. All right, Stereophonic. Let's go. The only consistent thing that has won throughout the night. That's still crazy.
We had a chance to really have an incredible time hanging out with one of tonight's nominated plays, Stereophonic. Being part of that audience, getting caught up in the story was an experience I'll never forget. And there are so many great plays on Broadway. Here's a look at all the best play nominees.
It's even worth it. We know what's winning, but
So good. Why did you? Wait, really close yet. It's something we can talk about, share, celebrate. There's joy, there's hardship. It's like any other childhood in a way.
The play is deeply constructed memory play written by a daughter. Don't you dare tell mom that I'm going to this what's it called? Key flat. It's our secret. One of my mother's favorite sayings was balls cried the queen. If I had them, I'd be king. So of course I had to write a play that featured her to connect. And the meaningful, it resonated with a lot of people. Feel uncertain in our world.
We think it's straight out of Grandma's kitchen, but
This is really long. I feel like this is like, all right, we've hyped them stereophonic throughout the night. Let's go through all the other shows. Yeah. We know it's winning here. It's not even worth like dwelling, like thinking about. It's not even worth talking about. Oh, okay. They're not presenting. That's interesting. I don't know why we brought them out if they weren't gonna give the award, but whatever.
Two short years ago.
Yeah.
The fine works that we've just seen provide unique perspectives on the human condition that inspire audiences to think, feel, and question, which is timely. Now let's find out which one of these plays will be named this year's best play. Here, Evening's Tony Award goes to Stereo Falk.
I mean, yeah. Was it gonna be anything else? Like very deserving, but like, are we shocked? No.
It's not working.
Hmm.
Oh my God. Thank the American Theater Wing and the Broadway League for this unbelievable honor. This almost didn't happen. This play took me 11 years to manifest in a production. It wouldn't happen if it weren't for Adam Greenfield and Playwrights Horizons. Basically transferred to the Broadway stage. Thank you so much to Playwrights Horizons. Thank you so much to our incredible Broadway producers, Sue Wagner and John Johnson, and all of you. Sue, when we said we were going to transfer this to Broadway, I said, I don't want to have stars in this play. And Sue said, but David, they are stars. And she's right. Thank you so much to I'm not going to name all the names, but my incredible creative team, my brilliant cast, every single person in front of house, back of house, and all around the house. You guys are unbelievable. I don't even have the words to describe how incredible this team is.
This has been the best experience of my entire life. This was a very hard journey to get this play up here. And I just want to say thank you to all of my friends who helped me in ways both emotionally and financially, to Michael McKeel and Fran Offenhauser, who gave me a place to live for 7 years so that I could write this play and stand here and accept this award. It's really hard to make a career in the arts. We need to fund the arts in America. It is the hallmark of this. It's out there. Thank you so much. This is for us. Thank you.
Great stuff.
This came from an off-Broadway theater. Prince Horizon stands very proudly among our peers, and if a culture of risk-taking new work is important, then we need the support of our city to maintain that. I want to thank everybody on staff at Prince Horizons, especially Carol Fishman, Leslie Marcus. Thank you to our board of directors. Thank you to Sue Wagner, John Johnson, Greg Noble, and each and every producer and co-producer. Thank you to my dear friends, David Ashby, Daniel Hawken, Ryan Rummery, Justin Craig, Will Butler, every actor, every designer, every technician, every stage manager who worked on this play. You all are so lovely. This play is about the torture of making art with other people, but God bless you. Thank you.
All right. Stuffs. Oh yeah.
Stages, but this is very special. And I know a little bit about how hard it is to make change. So I'm extremely proud.
A little bit.
Original American musical by Shana Town. Now, two-time Tony winner. It is about some American originals, the suffragists who fought so valiantly for so long to give women in our country the right to vote. It's almost impossible to think about what a challenge that was. But now it's an election year, and we need to be reminded about how important it is to vote. So
Yep. Keep marching.
If the work is never anyway, do you carry your banner as far as you can? Rewriting the world, your imperfect route to the next exam. And and you join the chorus of centuries chanting to the path will be twisted and receded. Keep moving out, keep moving. Will you fail or fail? Now you may never know. Keep moving, keep moving. Your ancestors are all free. Their progress is possible. May keep marching, keep marching, keep marching. Remember everyone that you think from. Much from our success and our mistakes. Don't forget to mirror one and
Yeah, it makes sense to do this one because like it's the whole cast. Oh, so good. I just like feel like they're gonna win, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I can't even say that because it's impossible to even track it. But that was an incredible performance. I definitely feel like if we have talked about like song of the Tony season, it's probably that because I think that you can take so much away just from the lyrics of that, and any cause that you're fighting for, anything that's important to you, make sure that you are fighting for it. Don't just do something, go out and do something about it because change can be made just through that. And I think that's just such a universal message, taking the idea of what women did to, what the SUFs did for women's rights to vote and applying that to various other, topical discussions that and causes that are important. I think they just do such a great job with that. So yeah, just a phenomenal performance all around. I feel like for me, if it doesn't win, I think a lot of it is due to the fact that there isn't that like big name that everyone's talking about. I think that could be a reason why they don't win. But I feel like if there was a bigger name like attached to that show, and also I think if it would have come out a lot earlier, I think that would have been the front runner. It just gives that vibe, like you listen to Keep Marching, you listen to How Long, what the show's about, you read what happens in like the book and you read the book and things like that. Like it just seems like that kind of show. I think the reason it doesn't win is because of other shows that came out at the same time. And not at all to say like Hell's Kitchen wouldn't be deserving outside, because they would. They absolutely would. I just feel like when I first heard about SUFs, I felt like that's going to be the show that wins. It just kind of makes sense. But it's not, as we've seen tonight, it's not that simple. There's no Hamilton. There's no Hamilton, there's no Hamilton. So it's a lot less straightforward, and that's made it very exciting. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We're getting to the next big award. Stereophonic winning Best Play. Come on, do I even need to say anything? It was obvious. It was easily the award of the night that I think everybody was able to predict. Now it just comes down to Best Revival, which I think me merrily. I don't think there's much competition there. Like Cowie's performance was great, but like they don't have that chemistry that the three actors do. Tommy, it was all right, not much to say about that. And then Gutenberg, they didn't even really do a performance. They just had Josh Gad and Andrew Reynolds like kind of riff, but it works because that's really the show. I think overall it's definitely Marilee's award. So we'll see. Outsiders is performing next, so we'll see how that goes. What is your opinion on the rise of the new batch of Hollywood leading men like Austin Butler and Glenn Powell? I think it's great. I think it's great because naturally, as the medium is changing, people are getting sick of like big franchise movies. They don't really want to see stuff like that anymore. I think it makes sense for Hollywood to go back to its roots. And a big part of that was well-known leading actors and actresses and watching a movie for them. And I think what we've seen with Glenn Powell is that he gets butts and seats. He does. Glenn Powell absolutely is becoming one of those actors. That's why it's still baffling to me that Hitman was not, that Hitman was not given a proper theatrical release, because I think that would have done amazing numbers. But I also think that Glenn Powell's going to get that with hopefully Twisters. I think Twisters will be a really big success. So I think that's great. And then Austin Butler, I mean, you could have told me the second that Elvis came out, Austin Butler's about to blow up, and I would have, I wouldn't have been surprised, because I just feel like he has been giving amazing performance after amazing performance, but also it's just such a range. Like I talked about my Doom Part 2 review. Watch him in Elvis and then watch him in Doom Part 2. Like you can just see how different he is in terms of physicality wise. He's becoming such a interesting character actor. He takes on so many interesting roles. And now he's got the Bike Riders coming out, which I don't think is going to be a huge success, but I think, he's going to be a reason why it is successful. Also, the show's back. So speaking of success. Oh, yeah.
The first performer to be nominated for 3 consecutive Tonys, and she won tonight.
Oh, yeah.
She the new generation of Broadway stars and is an inspiration for those who aspire to follow in her footsteps. So here is how the American Theater Wing encourages young people to
What?
Tonight, we are celebrating the Tony Awards, which the American Theater Wing founded in 1947. But the other 364 days a year, we are working tirelessly to get a ton of opportunity and to build a diverse and dynamic next generation on the stage, behind the scenes, and in the audience. Really do is providing critical opportunities for people of all stages and all ages to discover the theater and to advance into the industry and have their achievements celebrated. Each year, our programs reach over 3 million students, young professionals, and theater fans. What all of these people have in common is they want to advance their knowledge and engagement with the theater. If you're passionate about the theater, there is a place for you. Visit AmericanTheaterWing.org to find out. To everyone who's joining us tonight, thank you. And congratulations for being part of the American Theater.
All right.
Tony nominated producers of The Outsiders. Tony.
Oh, yeah. I forgot she was attached to that. I assume they're going to do Great Expectations. That just makes the most sense.
Experience being an outsider is universal. If any young person, any person feeling on the outside, you are not wrong to see what is unfair. You are not wrong to wish to find your own path. As the cast raise their voices, I hope it inspires many of you watching to value yours. Please welcome the extraordinary company of the Outsiders.
All right. Oh, this opening number.
have this job. People think they know me by name. If you're not falling into money, then you fall into your strength. We sing together, cause so we take a in our sorry.
This is not the song I thought they were gonna do. Right? Oh, that's definitely not it. Yes! Oh, this is my favorite. The crease isn't given, it's something that you earned. Like name's Dean. Something just cool and a little more mean. Time to be tough. Beats. Unless you're mean as a fire and you're sharp as a blade. Cool little brother if you have it made. No, we ain't got money, but we got something to prove. You're a greaser now and you're not going back. No, I'm gonna need something that. Let it be known that the grease got a hold on you. That the grease got. This is my favorite song in the show, easily. Like, this is the one I go back to the most. So I'm very happy that I did this one. All right. Going to Great Expectations, I think. Shit. I love the rain. Oh my god. Shit. Wow. Okay. That was a pretty haunting way to end that. Really good. Really good performance. I don't know. I don't know if those three songs went together like as well as like they were hoping. I think it made sense to start off with like Tulsa 67, but I thought for sure they were gonna do Great Expectations because like Brody Grant is like he's nominated for Best Leading Actor. That's like the main song that they've been promoting the show with. So I was really surprised they didn't do that one. I was really delighted to see they did Grease Got a Hold because that's been my favorite. Of the ones I've listened to, just so incredibly catchy and, just something I'm constantly find myself going back to. But I don't know if it just, I don't know, it felt kind of choppy. I really liked I thought the ending was very effective. I just thought overall as a performance, it was just kind of choppy the way they put that together. So I don't know. I don't know if it's because like I think it just needed to be a bit longer, but once it turned into them like doing this like dancing while they're fighting and then getting shot, I just think that there need to be something there need to be something before that, because it didn't all blend as seamlessly as it could have. I think if we're talking about like medleys, Hell's Kitchen is definitely the stronger one. I think that one, they did a good job of combining everything. It felt a lot more seamless. This one, it just felt a bit choppier to me. If they would have picked one song, I honestly think that would have done them better than trying to do a medley of songs that just really, in my opinion, did not go together by the end of it. So it was a good performance. I really love the designs. I love the aesthetics. I love the way they symbolize like the fighting and things like that towards the end. You know, I think there's a lot of things to. Oh shit, Wicked. Oh shit. Hold on, I gotta watch this. I'm gonna mute for a second because I don't want to get copied. Let's fucking go. Sorry, Wicked is my most anticipated film of the year, so I'm gonna get hyped every time there's a TV spot for it. That's probably gonna happen during other award shows. Like just get used to that. Like when I do the Emmys in September and they show a Wicked thing, I'm probably gonna do the same thing. So you know, let's see. Favorite performance by an LGBTQ plus actor. I mean, I don't want to say just one actor because I think there's a lot of great ones out there. But you know, I think there's a lot of options for that. I don't want to just pick one and like single out the rest of them. So I'm not gonna really think about, I don't really have an answer for that one. But yeah, overall, like I said, I think it's been a really good night. I think it's been very unpredictable, as I've been saying. I don't know what's going to happen in these last few categories. I don't know who's winning. Also, like, are we doing an in memoriam this year? Because if that Cheetah Rivera thing is the only thing we do, I don't really like that in memoriam that they did that in place of an in memoriam, because I think that that's just as important. I think you need to honor everybody that died, not just Cheetah Rivera. And if they, I mean, I don't know what they're going to do. If they're going to do like, oh, if you want to see that, you got to go on here. But I don't really like that. So, you know, big fan. All right. So all the categories left are like the major acting ones, basically. I think. Is there anyone that hasn't been given out? Let me check real quick. Yeah, we did that. We didn't do that yet. Yeah, it's all it's best musical, best revival, leading actress, leading actor. Those are like the ones that are left here. Also, I think this is the first year in a while where I have not seen them do any performances from shows that are outside of best musical. Usually we get at least one, but I guess because just the sheer amount that came out this year, they're really just trying to focus in on the ones that were nominated. I would have expected like maybe a Great Gatsby, maybe a Days of Wine and Roses. Like I was expecting to see one of those, but it doesn't seem like they're doing that, because I think we're done with performances, at least for now. There might be one I'm not thinking of that hasn't performed yet, but I think, yeah, all the revivals have performed, all the best musicals have performed. So unless there's something outside of it that's going to perform, like The Notebook or something, I don't think we're going to get any more for the rest of the night. I think we're done. Cameos in Wicked. I actually haven't thought about this, but I mean, it'd be really cool if like Kristen Chenoweth or Idina Menzel ended up in there, but I also don't necessarily need it. Like I don't need to have a cameo in there. I think the way to do it, in my opinion, is like how In the Heights did it with Lin-Manuel Miranda. I think the way they were able to just insert him seamlessly in there, have him play the Pirago guy, and you know, play a role and not have it just be like this like doing a Leonardo DiCaprio of sorts and like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. You know, I think that's the way to do it. I think there's a way to or even the way, you know, there's other, or the way like Dick Van Dyke in Mary Poppins Returns, that's a way to do it too. You know, it'd be cool to see a cameo in there. I just don't know if it's gonna happen. I think if we get one, it's gonna be in part 2. But cut to them doing a cameo and me eating my words. But anyway, let's go back. Ugh. All right, best revival. Well, wonder what this one's gonna be. Really hard to tell. Totally not gonna be Merrily We Roll On. Wow. Yes.
Many of these young fans to these next productions. Here are the nominees
Oh,
for
I did not know that she was the producer of Smash the Musical. Talk about that in a bit. I mean, it's obviously going to be Merrily. Like, it's not even a question. Listen to that crowd. Like, we know who's winning. I mean, yeah, obviously. Yeah. Are we shocked? Such a great win. Like, generally, like, a great comeback story, great win. Really love seeing this.
Steve Sondheim, George Firth wrote this musical over 40 years ago. And I think for all of those who were there then, this is proof that what you had then was indeed a masterpiece. And
Oh, yeah.
when I had this to my sister, great artist, great director. He first came across this musical 30 years ago. It's been in her life all this time. Maria found this unconventional masterpiece, found the raw emotion in the center of it, and turned it into absolute gold. And Broadway is so lucky to have this work and you. Actually, just first of all, say an enormous thank you for the love that we've all felt from the company, from you all. But Steve, I knew him and missed him terribly. He said there was a line that flew out on opening night to me from the show, which is musicals are popular. They're a great way of stating ideas that can really change the world, make a difference. And then Frank turns to Charlie and says, Charlie, we can change the world. Or Steve and George, merrily's popular.
Again, a great success story all around. Like, them going from the show that was like a flop to now being praised as like the show of the season. It's incredible. All right. All right. Lead actress in a play. Oh, yeah, we haven't done this one yet. Never mind. There's still some for a play.
It's important to remember, while only one category
gets to go home with the award. Eventually, all of the nominees get to go home. Performance by an actress in the leading role in the play. See Tatum, right from the French Republic. Jessica Lange. Jessica Jones. Sarah Paulson.
I think Sarah Paulson's getting this.
The American Theater Wing's Tony Award goes to my friend Sarah Paulson.
Yeah, I figured. Something just told me, like, appropriate one, Sarah Paulson's probably winning along with it.
It's humbling to be included in the same breath as Amy Ryan, Rachel McAdams, Betsy Adam, and the great Jessica Lange. I thank the American Theater Wing and the Broadway League for this honor, an abundance of gratitude to Carol Rothman and Second Stage Theater for giving us a home at the Hayes, to our intrepid producers who brought us to the Velasco, Kristen Caskey, B. Carazzini, and everyone at HEG, J.J. Abrams, everyone at Bad Robot Live, I thank you. To our front of house and back of house crews at both theaters, we could not do this without you. Hilda Queeley, Joe Mahota for the rare gift of representation that actually encourages theatrical commitments. Thank you, Paul Plotkin, my publicist in my life for 20 years. I think you wanted this for me more than anyone in this room. Love Neugebauer, Bell, let's get gratitude for your keen eye and your shorthand. Michael, Natalie, Ella Graham, Melissa Lincoln, and Everett, you astonish me nightly. You have become my family, and I'm never letting you go. Julia Crockett, I am forever in your debt. Holland, thank you for loving me. I am standing here tonight because of the mighty talent that is Brandon Jacobs Jenkins. Able to convey my gratitude to you for trusting me, for letting me hold the hand of Toni Lafayette, a woman you have written who makes no apology, who isn't begging to be liked or approved of, but does hope to be seen. But don't we all? As a young actress, I remember seeing Janet McTeer.
I'll answer your question a bit, Violet.
Sometimes when I'm backstage, I think about the indelible impact of her. I think about the walls of theaters all over this magical town, holding the impact of each and every one of you in this room, and all of those who came before, and I think how lucky those walls are to bear witness to the relentless interrogation of human experience that we endeavor to explore nightly for each other, to give back to one another with the hope of finding some shared path towards the truth about being alive. This is the heart and soul of what we do, and I am so honored to be amongst you. Thank you.
All right. Oh, all right. Next category. Here we go. What are we getting into? Oh, wow.
Theatrical community. But this is a moment that's bittersweet, as we also honor.
Okay, there we go. I was about to be like, I have a real issue with this.
With a final tribute to some of these beloved colleagues who left impact. Please welcome Olivier Award winner Nicole Scherzinger.
I thought she was about to say Nicole Kidman, but that works too. Yeah, Alan Arkin.
And I won't forget what I did wrong. And I did wrong. As wish would else would kiss today and point me. Ah, damn, Richard Sherman. Gonna do Cheetah last, probably. So damn. Fuck yeah, Louis Gaza Jr. Ron C. Man, Ron Cephas Jones. Yep, Cheetah. Yep, there's Cheetah. Mm-hmm. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. It's really not that hard. Like Oscars take notes. That's literally how you do it. It's you don't need to have this whole production of dancers or whatever, like whatever the hell they were doing. Whatever the hell they were doing at this year's Oscars. Like that's literally how you do it. Hi Violet. It's been a good show. It's been a good show so far. I think that it has dragged a little bit. I think there were some things that they didn't need to do. There were some things that just dragged on a little long, but we're getting to the end. We have a couple more categories left, and it's a very unpredictable night. No idea what's winning Best Musical, just because like it's literally been people winning all over the place. So I don't know what's going to happen. But we'll see how the rest of the show goes. I literally could not tell you how the rest of this is going to play out. Like who's winning Best Actress? I don't know. Who's winning Best Actor? I don't know. Who's winning Best Musical? Again, I don't know. Like I am in such I am in such a state of what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word, but whatever it is, I generally am just stumped. There we go. I'm stumped as to what it's honestly going to be. A state of uncertainty. That's the word I'm looking for. I just don't know what's going to happen, and I'm here for it. I like the unpredictability of this. I think it's great that Zendaya and Sabrina Carpenter and Jenna Ortega and Dove Cameron. I'm glad that they're gaining success because I think it shows that like these actors are better than the shows that they were given and the material that they've given. They've branched out. They've been able to take on some really great projects. And Zendaya especially, it's like really been blowing up. Jenna is definitely getting there. I think that,
give it a few more years, I think Jenna's going to get an Oscar nomination in something. I can already see that happening. And then, I mean, Olivia's just the talk of the town in terms of, music. And then Sabrina pretty much is like becoming like, has like one of the songs of the summer in Espresso. I didn't really listen to her music, but then I listened to Espresso and I was like, this is really good. I like this. And then Dove Cameron, I've always been championing ever since Hairspray Live. I've always been saying like Dove Cameron is going to be something special. Dove Cameron has it in her, and it's just been really great to see her, get the role she did in Schmigadoon, and some other things that she's been doing. I'm hoping to see her in something else. I love what she did in Schmigadoon, and I just want to see her like gain more roles. And because I think she really does have it in her. I think she's a really talented actress. I know she's done like a lot of voice work, but give her more stuff like Schmigadoon, because I think that's when she's in her element. Like when she's in like a musical, she really is like at her best. Like she was good in that movie Vengeance. I liked her in that. Her work in Schmigadoon, man, especially season 2, she is just incredible. So I think it's really great to see all those actors blowing up. Yeah, so we're definitely going over. It's 10:52. I assume they're really going to try to rush through these last 3 categories because it seems like they're trying to do that. I don't understand why they ended with Outsiders. I think they definitely should have at least one. They should have at least had one more performance, because it's just kind of weird that it just kind of ended with Outsiders, and the last like 30-40 minutes of this has no musical performances aside from the In Memoriam. But yeah, overall, it's been a good show. I will say Ariana DeBose, like I've liked her a lot as a host. I think this is easily her weakest, one. She's been doing some good stuff. I liked what she did with Carrie Young. I really liked her opening number, but it seems like this time she's just kind of here to introduce things. Like she's not really doing anything that special like she has in other years. Like that one time she did that like dance number and things like that. Like there's other, or when she did that song at the end of the show. I don't know if she's going to do one, but I can see why she doesn't want to continue, because it definitely does seem like she has felt like she's done all she can do. And so I think just like give her some time. Hopefully she can do another one, because I'm hoping this is not the last we see of her as a host, because I still really like her. It's just this year she's not doing as much, it seems like. So, at least in my opinion. So, but overall, I think it's been a really good show. I've really enjoyed a lot of speeches. Like I said, love the unpredictability, and I'm excited to see how the rest of this ends up playing out. Oh shit! I didn't realize that we're back. Oh, there's Nick Jonas and can't think of her name. Oh, Adrian Warren. Yeah. I'm so excited for their revival in the last 5 years. I think it's gonna be amazing. Don't underestimate Nick Jonas. He's very good in musicals. All right, here we go. No idea who's winning. Once again, I have to say that. I think she's the one. I think right now, if you had to say, Malia Joy Moon, but I don't know. Okay. I don't think it's her. I don't think it's Phil Rankin, but let's see what happens here. They could throw a curveball here. Okay. Well, maybe Hell's Kitchen is winning. Maybe we finally have a front runner now. I don't know, but very well deserved. Especially this being her like first win. That's amazing. Oh yeah, we love that. She's gonna be blowing up everywhere. Just wait. She'll be a big name. What a great win. She's stunned.
Thank you to the American Theater Wing. Thank you to my village, my team, Sharon, Brian, Christina, and Jill Fritz, my family, my best friends from Franklin, my teachers from Franklin for believing in my potential. Thank you for taking care of me. Thank you to the entire community of Hell's Kitchen Broadway and the Schubert Theater. Our creative team, Alicia, my family down at the Public Theater. You saw something in me a few years ago and you nurtured that thing ever since. I'd like to dedicate this award to my parents, Davia and Steve. You've been working all your life. Mom, you came to America at 17 and you've been surviving ever since. And Hell's Kitchen is about a 17-year-old on the cusp of a dream. I can't imagine how many dreams deferred, how many sacrifices each of you made to give me the life that I have today. So tonight, all I hope is that you just get to celebrate. Because this is for you and we did this together. I love you more than words. Thank you.
It was a great speech. And like I said, I think she's really going to blow up after this show. Really great stuff. Again, is Hell's Kitchen winning? It doesn't tell me anything. I still don't know. But, okay. Is this Groff? I think it's Jonathan Groff. But if Brody Grant wins, who knows? I think it's got to be Jonathan Groff. Come on.
And the American Theater Wing's Tony Award goes to Jonathan Groff.
Yep. So Lindsay Mendez not winning, I feel like that just speaks to how good Keisha Lewis is. Like I think that's probably what we can chalk that up to, because pretty much what I expected is what happened. Just Lindsay Mendez didn't win. So this is great though. And honestly, didn't have a lot of competition. Like really didn't. Like, I'm sure Brody Grant's great, but, like, come on.
Pennsylvania. I was raised by my parents, Jim and Julie Groff, and my brother David, and the three of them are sitting right there. Dressed up like Mary Poppins when I was 3.
Yeah.
From I Love Lucy on my 10th birthday. For always allowing my free flag to fly, never making me feel weird about it. Even if they didn't always understand me, my family knew the life-saving power of fanning the flame of a young person's passions without judgment. I walk through life with an open heart because you let me know that I could. Thank you. I love you. Thank you to all of my teachers back in Pennsylvania, especially Sue Fisher, who told me I could do this for a living. I moved to New York exactly 20 years ago this year, and I got a job waiting tables and became a volunteer for Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS. And all I wanted was to be a part of this community. And thank you to everyone involved in Spring Awakening, who not only made that dream come true, but also inspired me to come out of the closet when I was 23. I'm now 39, and musical theater is still saving my soul. Maria Friedman. Thank you for letting me be your Franklin Shepherd in this production of Merrily and allowing me the chance to accept, respect, and express both the lightest and darkest parts of myself. Daniel Radcliffe and Lindsay Mendez, you are more than old friends. You are soulmates. And I'm looking forward to watching each other change for the rest of our lives. Thank you to every member of the extraordinary cast for lifting this Merrily into the spiritual stratosphere. Thank you to everyone working inside the Hudson Theater. Thank you, New York Theater Workshop. Thank you, Jim, Bonnie, Ann, and the original company and creative team of Merrily. Special thank you to Sonia Friedman, Jim Carnahan, Tom Broker, Haley King, Joe Mavoda, and Jenny Tversky. Happy birthday to Rick and Max. And finally, I just want to say when I was a kid in Pennsylvania, I used to record the Tony Awards on a VHS tape and watch the performances over and over again. And to actually be able to be a part of making theater in this city and just as much to be able to watch the work of this incredible, incredible community has been the greatest gift and pleasure of my life. And I thank you and thank you so much for this honor.
All right. So we're almost. Are we gonna cut to? Okay, yeah. One last, best musical coming up. Yeah, I don't think that's particularly shocking. I think it was a fantastic speech. Definitely made sense. If Merrily wins, Jonathan's gonna come along with it. But yeah, I think the big question now is because Malia Joy Moon just won for Hell's Kitchen, is that now the front runner? Because now this is the first, besides Merrily and Stereophonic, this is the first show of the night to now have, multiple wins. So I don't know. Is it possible that that's going to win? Or is this going to be Suffs? I don't know what's going to happen here. I don't think it's not going to be Water for Elephants. We can write that off right away. We don't have to think about that. Illinois, I do think has a shot because here's the thing. No, we haven't seen it win a lot of stuff, but it's not eligible for those things. Like the only things Illinois was nominated for, looking at the nominations real quick here. Let me see. Tony Awards 77th. There we go. Okay. So Illinois, obviously best musical. Best musical is nominated for, no, didn't even get best book. Lighting design, it got that. It got a lot of the technical stuff. Scenic design, it was not nominated for. Okay. So orchestrations, choreography, a lot of the technical things it won for. So I do still think it has that shot. I just think that right now it is Suffs versus Hell's Kitchen. Like that's what this is going to be. We had Shayna Taub win for orchestrations. We had Hell's Kitchen now winning 2 of the biggest awards of the night. I just feel like that's what this is going to come down to here. Okay, Great Gatsby won costume design. There's a couple awards here that weren't presented. So orchestrations went to Merrily Roll On. So it is worth noting Hell's Kitchen has the most nominations out of any production, aside from Stereophonic. Musical wise, it is Hell's Kitchen. So yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it might be their award. We'll see. I still think out of the performances, that is the one that I'm thinking about the most. That is the one that's sticking with me the most. And if they're going based off of that, we'll see what happens here. But here we go. Yes.
Please welcome Cynthia Erivo and returning to Broadway next year in Redwood, Idina Menzel.
Oh shit. Oh, this is great. You like both Elphabas. Second thought, give Idina Menzel a cameo. That'd be so cool. She's gonna kill it. She is.
We were taken on a journey across the USA from the comfort of the theater. So whether we willed a young lady to find her music in the busy hubbub of Hell's Kitchen, Watch a boy discover that he was golden on the greasy east side of Tulsa.
That's not Outsiders. I just
Woman
this.
tries to vote in Washington. Back to well, whilst traveling the country. Each story brings us a little closer to each other. The nominees for Best Musical
All right, here we go. I think it's Hell's Kitchen, but you never know. All right, let's see what happens here.
Best Musical. The Tony Award goes to The Outsider.
Wow. Okay. That is not wow. That is not at all what I was expecting. Damn. We really should have paid attention to that Best Direction win. That's what did it. Crazy.
My brother Michael Rigo and Hank Unger, and our producing partners American Sotro, Olympus Theatricals, In Fine Company, and Angelina Jolie, as well as La Jolla Playhouse, and all of our co-producers. We thank you for this great honor. Many submitters required an extraordinary collective of unparalleled artists coming together to tell this story in service of a singular vision. And for that and so much more, we thank Adam Round, Jonathan Clay, Zach Chance, Justin Levine, Rick Cooperman, Jeff Cooperman, and Tanya freaking Taymor. Amazing group of designers, actors, stage managers, and musicians. We thank the incredible stage crew, front of house group, back office, management and marketing teams, and a special thank you to Bob Blanco and the entire Schubert organization. Susie Hinton wrote The Outsiders 60 years ago. She has gratefully received accolades ever since. But she often says that she still gets overwhelmed when told that The Outsiders changed someone's life. Because she'll say, who am I to change anyone's life? It's the book, it's not the author. It's the message, not the messenger. Well, Susie, I'm here to tell you that your story and its eternal message of love and family and staying gold has forever changed all of our lives. We love that. Thank you.
Damn. I'm still in shock. Like that's not what I thought was gonna happen at all.
City.
Oh, that's it. All right. Well, wow. Definitely a very interesting show all around. I think that when it comes to The Outsiders, like I said, I think we really needed to pay attention to that Best Direction award. I think that's really what did it. It is worth noting, though, I just saw this on Twitter. Outsiders is the first musical to win that didn't get Best Book or Score since Spamalot, which that's crazy to me. And that's the main reason, like, I didn't think it had any chance of winning. I thought for sure, like, it didn't win the things that it needed to. It didn't win. Brody Grant didn't win Best Actor. You didn't have it winning in other acting performances. You didn't have it winning for best score or anything. Usually those are guarantees, but sometimes I guess maybe not. Again, I'm really puzzled by it because it just seemed like they gave out a lot of the wins to Suffs and Hell's Kitchen and things like that. But I guess Outsiders was the one that they overall loved. So it really does feel like they wanted to kind of share the wealth this season. Like that's what this was all about. It's like there's so many musicals. Let's find a way to get as many of them a win as possible and honor as many of them as possible. And I think that's cool. Again, it just made for a very unpredictable night. But congrats to the Outsiders. I do think it is a good win. It's definitely not my favorite of the ones I've listened to. It's definitely a really great show. And I can definitely see why it ended up winning. I think just for the stuff it does aesthetically, its messages, a lot of the performances. Like I think that there's a lot to really like about it. So I'm not too surprised that it won. Overall, though, a really good night. Like I said, I think it was really cool just how the sheer unpredictableness of it all. I think that really is the word of the night is unpredictable, but also versatile. I think is a big word of the night because there was no consistent sweep that wasn't stereophonic. So I think it's just really cool that we had so many shows winning different things. And I think that's really great to see. Anything else to really talk about here? Like I said, Ariana DeBose, for this being the last time she's hosting, I was a little underwhelmed. I was hoping she would have done a little bit more. I loved what she did with the Chia Rivera stuff. I thought that was the best part of that Chia Rivera tribute is her talking about how, she literally wouldn't be famous without her. I thought that was really great. But I don't know. I need a little bit more from her. I felt like she was a little bit more lower energy tonight. I think that she definitely, I loved her opening musical number and things like that. But I just feel like the first 2 times she hosted, I was more into it. She still was really good. Like, I still think she's a great host. I just think that this time around, it just kind of felt a little bit more, it felt a little bit more subdued, I think is the word I'm looking for. It didn't feel like she was doing as much this time around. But overall, really enjoyed the show. Also really enjoyed the presenters. I like how quick and efficient most of them were. Some of them dragged on a little bit here and there, but for the most part, I thought it was really great. And again, what an interesting season. Like I think we just need to take a moment to just take in how different of a season this was, where we have so many different shows winning for so many different things. It's just, that's not something that we're normally going to see. And I don't think that we should take that for granted because I don't think we're going to see something like this again. I think next year we're going to see a more traditional sweep. This year was a very unique one. And I think that's really interesting, but yeah, other than that, I really enjoyed a lot of what we got here. I think this is a really great award show all around. I think the talk of the town is merrily re-roll along. I think that really is what we need. I think that's going to be a big thing that people talk about. Best speech of the night, I still think is Keisha Lewis. I mean, that speech just really blew me away. Everything she said, I thought was just incredible. Best performance tonight, I still think is Hell's Kitchen. I really love their medley. I love the way they incorporated Jay-Z and Alicia Keys in there. I just thought it was great. And I thought that would have been, I thought that alone, like, obviously they voted beforehand and things like that. But I thought that because they put so much effort into that, like, it just seemed like that was going to be the win. Outsiders was a performance I was a little bit more like underwhelmed by and things like that. But again, not I don't know. I guess I just didn't think that they were going to win. I thought the other ones had more of a shot, but either way, Outsiders won, and that's what we're doing. But either way, that's it for this video. I thank you all for watching throughout the night. Also, I will say, Terrell, yeah, it's been a really weird year for box office. Great to see Inside Out 2 and Bad Boys doing really well and Doom Part 2, but anything that's not those movies, Kingdom of Planet of the Apes also doing pretty well, but anything that's not those movies, yeah, it's not a great year. Yeah, overall, really enjoyed the night. Really enjoy getting to do these every single year. Thank you guys for watching. I have to wake up in about, 4 hours, 4.5 hours. So I should probably end this now. Thank you for work. I have to wake up in like 4 hours, but yeah, thank you guys for watching. This was a lot of fun. Always enjoy getting to do this. And that's it. Like I said, look forward to some videos coming up soon. I have The Boys season 4 coming up very soon. I have House of the Dragon season 1, my overview of that, as well as my review of the season 2 premiere. Look forward to that, as well as some movie reviews and TV, a lot of stuff to catch up on, but look forward to all of that. That's for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you guys in my next video, and we'll see you guys for that. Okay, bye.